The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning, F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands firing back at Bannister, saying he's been missing in action since the election. And the F&M files a defamation complaint against Richard Johnson. Later in the show, we'll be talking about March On, the Story of Us. It's a theater show coming up this month, and later on we'll be talking about the Junkanoo Jingle Debate, the 5K. That's all straight ahead this morning. I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan, and this is Morning Blend.
Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day. It's the start of the new way. You know that it's here. It's the start of the end of the old way. Revolution. Wake up, it's a new day. Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning again, Bahamas. It is Wednesday, middle of the week, December 6th. This is Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. Again, I'm Chester Robards filling in for Dwight Strachan. In a moment, Tony Grant Jr. will be joining me. Also this morning, again, we'll be talking about a new stage production, March On, the Story of Us. We'll be getting a quick preview about that. And later on in Morning Blend Business, we'll be talking about the Junkanoo Jingle Debate, 5K. If you want to get your exercise on, some cardio in before the holidays, that'll be a way to do it. But first, it's time for the overnight, the latest breaking news from while you were sleeping, and the top national and international headlines this morning. And in the overnight, Free National Movement Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands yesterday hit back at former F&M Cabinet Minister Desmond Bannister, his call for a convention at the, quote, earliest possible date, and asserted that constitutionally the convention should be held on or before October 2024. He says, quote, Mr. Bannister has been missing in action for the last 2 years and has had very little to do with running of the Free National Movement. I find it curious that a letter intended for the leadership of the Free National Movement was circulated widely without even giving the leadership the opportunity to respond. The thing speaks for itself. The role of the loyal opposition is obviously to hold the government's feet to the fire and to ensure that the governance provided to the people of the Bahamas is the best that it can be. And the Free National Movement has filed a complaint against Vice Chairman Richard Johnson for defamation in relation to his claims that an attack on him last week was orchestrated by the party's leadership. F&M Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands confirmed yesterday. He says, quote, "We have filed a formal complaint and we expect that a proper investigation is conducted." He added, "It's for defamation." Sands said the complaint was filed on Monday. He said, quote, "I won't speculate as to why he is making these allegations, but I know that they are false, they are baseless, they are reckless, and they are defamatory." And a 26-year-old transgender American woman who was vacationing in the Bahamas intends to sue a local nightclub after she was allegedly beaten in what her attorney, Mark Simonet-Rolle, yesterday described as a hate crime. She was stamped, punched, kicked viciously in that nightclub, all because of what she described to the court as a hate crime. Simonet-Rolle said during a press conference, he said, quote, "And I believe that it is a hate crime." China Diamond was charged with causing harm before Magistrate Shaka Seville on Monday as a result of the incident. He said, however, Simonet-Rolle noted that none of her assailants were charged. According to Simonet-Rolle, Diamond, who is from Memphis, Tennessee, was celebrating her birthday at a nightclub on New Providence when the incident took place. He said that Diamond had been approached by the owner of the nightclub who offered to buy her a drink and complimented her appearance. At some point, a female employee in the club said to the manager of the club, "Do you realize that you were talking to a man?" Simonet-Rolle said, "She is not a woman." And at that point, Miss Diamond, who was just having a drink, was asked to leave the club. Simonet-Rolle said Diamond did not understand why she was being asked to leave. She said that a security guard grabbed her out of her chair and forcibly attempted to remove her from the club. And a new study examining the practice of sweethearting in the Bahamas has found that women with unfaithful partners are more likely to experience abuse. The researchers from the University of the Bahamas said the study also suggests that adulterous married men are more likely to physically or psychologically abuse their wives compared to unfaithful unmarried men. The findings are outlined in the paper Behaviors Associated with Male Sweethearting Infidelity in Heterosexual Relationships in the Bahamas, published in the latest issue of the International Journal of Bahamian Studies. And the national debt declined marginally at the end of the third quarter compared to the previous period, landing at $11.214 billion. However, it was $437.8 million, or 4.1% higher than the same time last year. The Central Bank of the Bahamas, in its just released quarterly economic review for the 3 months ended September 30th, revealed the direct charge on government declined. Let's take a look at international news. Biden telling his donors, if Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running. We cannot let him win. President Joe Biden told his campaign donors Tuesday that he wasn't sure he'd be running for re-election if Donald Trump wasn't also in the race, warning that democracy is more at risk in 2024 and that the former president and his allies are out to destroy democratic institutions. The president was using a trio of fundraisers to caution against what might happen should his predecessor again claim control of the White House, noting that Trump has described himself as his supporters' retribution and has vowed to root out vermin in the country. We've got to get it done, not because of me. If Trump wasn't running, I'm not sure I'd be running, Biden said. We cannot let him win. And like many others around the world, Pope Francis said Wednesday he's feeling much better after a 2-week bout of bronchitis, but again asked an aide to read his remarks. Francis, who had part of one lung removed as a young man, told his weekly general audience that he still gets tired if he speaks too much. Francis, who turned 87 on December 17th, came down with the flu on November 25th and was forced to cancel a planned trip to Dubai to participate in the UN climate conference. He later revealed that he'd been diagnosed with an acute case of infectious bronchitis that made breathing difficult. It was the second time this year he had a serious case of bronchitis. In spring, he was hospitalized for 3 days to receive intravenous antibiotics. Let's turn our attention to sports now. And the annual Giorgio Baldacci Open National Tennis Championship is back, set for December 18th to the 21st at the Bahamas Lawn Tennis Association National Tennis Center. The tournament is a key one as the top two finishers in both the men and women's division qualify for the respective national teams. 2 of the 4 spots on each team will be filled. The men's national team participates in the Davis Cup competition, while the women's national team competes in Billie Jean King Cup tournaments. The deadline for players to register for the event is Monday, December 11th. Bahamian professional basketball player with the Indiana Pacers, Shavano Buddy Hield, has found his groove, dropping 21 points on the Boston Celtics to help his team win 122-112 at the Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana on Monday. Moving on to the semifinals of the National Basketball Association's in-season tournament. The semis are set for Thursday in Las Vegas, Nevada. Hield was able to make 7 of his 11 attempts from the field, including 4 3-point shots in the victory. He was also able to make 3 of his 4 attempts from the charity stripe. The Grand Bahama native came away with 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals in 32 minutes on the floor. Most of Hield's points came in the fourth quarter, scoring 11 in that frame. He went a perfect 3 for 3 from the field, including 2 3-pointers. And Dunkin' Donuts on East Street transformed into an epicenter of baseball and Dunkin' Delights on Tuesday as local baseball players from the highly anticipated Don't Blink Home Run Derby took a break from knocking balls out of the park to serve customers not only coffee and donuts, but lots of smiles. In a fusion of sports, caffeine, and community, Dunkin' Bahamas proudly announces its partnership with the 2023 Don't Blink Home Run Derby, a dynamic event created by esteemed Bahamian International Major League Baseball prospect Todd Isaacs Jr. and Lucius Fox. That's sports, and that's the overnight. Time for your first look at weather. And here's your outlook for today. Weather variably cloudy and turning breezy across the northwest and central Bahamas, with the chance of a few isolated showers. Partly sunny and warm across the southeast Bahamas, with an isolated shower or 2 possible. A small craft caution will be in effect for the northwest and central Bahamas. That's all I have for you for the moment. We'll have more weather later on in the show. When we come back, we're discussing some of the day's top stories. That's when Morning Blend continues here on Guardian Radio 96.9, home of fresh news and smart talk all day.
Ladies and gentlemen, fasten your seatbelts. With the new JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card, you're cleared for takeoff to a world of incredible benefits and perks. Use your card and earn up to 2 times True Blue points on everyday purchases. Get your first check back free and travel to your next vacation faster. Apply for the JetBlue CIBC First Caribbean credit card today at cibcfcib.com/JetBlue.
Doctors Hospital has reimagined primary care. We have invested to improve our health system, ensuring that accessible, affordable, world-class clinical care is closer to you. We understand that your relationship with a primary care provider shapes the foundation of your overall health. Our new modern primary care facilities are where critical diagnoses and true personalized treatment begins. With locations across New Providence, Grand Bahama, and Exuma, we invite you to experience the Doctors Hospital difference. Book your next appointment at clinics.doctorshosp.com.
Cashmas time, here we go. Mercy's doing it big this year. Cashmas time with extra chair. 12 days of merry winnings from your friends at Iron Day. Friends we trust, hey we know. Cashmas time, here we go. Prizes and lots of dough. This Christmas, come catch a lick with 20 on your account. Quick, quick, quick. And you can win some awesome stuff at Percy's Island Day.
Enjoy great savings this holiday on your favorite water, Aquapure. Now until December 31st, take advantage of Aquapure's Christmas coupon special. Purchase a book of 10 5-gallon coupons for just $37.50 plus VAT, regularly $42.50 plus VAT. And best of all, these coupons never expire. Be sure to take advantage of this great offer, Aquapure's Christmas coupon special, going on now. Call 394-7873 or order online at aquapure242.com.
Scotia is turning your wishes into wins this holiday season. Spend $120 or more on your Scotia credit card between October 25th and January 10th, 2024 for a chance to win an amazing prize valued at $15,000, plus 2 consolation prizes of $5,000 each. Don't have a Scotia credit card yet? Apply today for a Scotiabank credit card online at bs.scotiabank.com or visit any Scotiabank branch. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
There's a Christmas tree in a window frame just inside my door, but my Christmas tree doesn't look the same as it always has before. There's just one lonely present beneath my Christmas tree, 'cause the best little present a girl ever had has gone away from me. Oh, my Christmas tree is not very big. In fact, it's kind of small. Funny when he picked them out, they always seem so tall. The lights don't seem so bright this year. It's hard for me to see the smile that made my Christmas bright is gone away from me. I have been so lonely since you left me all alone. All I want for Christmas is
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. We're streaming live on www.guardiantalkradio.com and on the Guardian Radio app for your smart devices and on your televisions on Cable Bahamas Channel 969 or BTC Flow Channel 612. We're all over social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm Chester Robards. Joining me on Zoom, Tony Grant Jr. He is trying to get connected. And You can join our conversation today. Be sure to like our Facebook page, facebook.com/morningblend969. Leave your comments and read what others are saying about topics on the show. You can email us at morningblend@nascar.com, or you can text us on the Guardian Radio text line powered by BTC. You can text us at 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Standard text rates to apply. You can also call us. We always like to hear your voice. 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. If you're on the Family Islands, you can call us toll free 242-300-5720. Also coming up this morning, more weather and traffic. And of course, we have business news coming up in Morning Blend Business at 9 a.m. Later in the show, we're talking about a new stage play about us. It's about us. And in Morning Blend Business, we'll be talking about a 5K. The stage play March On, The Story of Us. And we'll be getting a sneak preview about that show. But first, it's time to talk about what's in the news. And in the news, a bit of a wild story about this trans woman attacked at a local nightclub. Let's start with this study. There's been two studies now coming out of the University of the Bahamas. We didn't talk about it yesterday, but the study yesterday talked about 14% of men surveyed reported having sex against their will. And I found there was a lot of people talking about it yesterday. So let's read just a bit of it with the research by the University of the Bahamas into the sexual and psychological abuse of heterosexual men in relationships found that 14% of the men surveyed reported having sex against their will. The findings were published in the paper Sexual and Psychological Abuse of Men in Heterosexual Relationships in the Bahamas, and that is authored by UB researchers William Fielding and Virginia Balance. And the paper delves into the less publicized issue of men who are subjected to sexual abuse and physical or psychological violence at the hands of women partners. And the study surveyed 355 married men and 922 unmarried men in relationships with women. It's a pretty big survey. And the study found that the behaviors of concern were inflicted by women on their male partners both inside and outside of marriage. It says overall 14% of respondents reported experiencing sex against their will. Married and unmarried men were equally likely to report experiencing unwanted sexual intercourse in their current relationship, and unmarried men were more likely than married men to have been physically hurt by their current partner. The quote says the report says married men who admitted to being victims of unwanted sexual intercourse by their wives were more likely to report having been physically hurt by their wife than those who had not experienced unwanted sex. Overall, 10.4% of married men surveyed indicated that they had experienced sex against their will, and 14.4% of married men reported having been sexually abused by their wives. And the researchers said sexual abuse was equally likely inside and outside of the marriage. Okay. That was one coming out of the University of the Bahamas, and another study published in the Journal of Bahamian, the International Journal of Bahamian Studies on unfaithful partners. So finding that women with unfaithful partners are more likely to experience abuse. The researchers from the University of the Bahamas said this study suggests that adulterous married men are more likely to physically or psychologically abuse their wives compared to unfaithful unmarried men. So that those findings are outlined in the paper, Behaviors Associated with Male Sweethearting in Heterosexual Relationships in the Bahamas. And that study took place between September and October 2022 and analyzed more than 1,700 responses from Bahamian women. And that study says the respondents reported male adultery to be common, with about 20% and possibly as many as about 50% of unmarried and married men being unfaithful, researchers wrote. The study found that concerning behaviors were associated with infidelity, physical and sexual violence, and psychological abuse by men. Researchers said some women wanted to leave their relationships if they could due to the abuse. The study looked at abuse patterns and infidelity. The researchers found that 12.1% of 1,569 women reported being physically abused by their partner. The experience of physical abuse this is a quote from the report, the experience of physical abuse increased when the male partner was unfaithful. Married women in unfaithful relationships were more likely to be subject to physical violence than unmarried women in unfaithful relationships. Sexual abuse was more common when the male intimate partners of unmarried and married women were unfaithful than when they were faithful. The study found that 21.2% of married women with unfaithful husbands had been sexually abused, while 7.7% of married women and faithful husbands reported sexual abuse. Researchers also found that 13.9% of unmarried women who had cheating partners said they had been sexually abused, while 5.1% of unmarried women with faithful partners experienced this as well. The study found that 13.3% of married women with cheating husbands said they had been raped by their partner, compared to 3.8% of married women with faithful husbands. Regarding unmarried women, 10.5% of them with unfaithful partners reported being raped, compared to 3.5% with faithful boyfriends. This study, again, penned by William Fielding and Virginia Balance. So interesting stuff here. We joke about sweethearting being the national sport and all that stuff, but there's some real consequences to the actions of people who sweetheart. Clearly, from the study showing that that the propensity for men to be violent in their relationships increases when they decide to step out on their relationships, whether married or dating. And I guess I'm no psychologist, but I guess from a psychological standpoint, it makes some sense that they would act that way if they're cheating. What do you think? Text us 422-4796 or call us 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259, or you can call us toll free from the Family Islands, 242-300-5720. Again, this story of an American trans woman who was attacked at a local nightclub. It says a 26-year-old transgender American woman who was vacationing in the Bahamas intends to sue a local nightclub because she was allegedly beaten, according to her attorney, Mark Simonette Roll, who described the the assault as a hate crime. He says, quote, she was stamped, punched, kicked viciously in that nightclub, all because of what she described to the court as a hate crime. And he said, and I believe that it is a hate crime. China Diamond, is I guess the name, was charged with causing harm before Magistrate Shaka Seville on Monday as a result of the incident. He said, however, Simonette Roll noted that none of her assailants were charged. So she was charged, this China Diamond person. And according to Simonette Roll, Diamond, who is from Memphis, Tennessee, was celebrating her birthday at a nightclub on New Providence when the incident took place. He said Diamond had been approached by the owner of the nightclub who offered to buy her a drink and complimented her appearance. He said at some point, he says, quote, at some point, a female employee in the club said to the manager of the club, do you realize you're talking to a man? Simonette Roll said, quote, she is not a woman. And at that point, Miss Diamond, who was just having a drink, was asked to leave the club. So Simonette Roll said Diamond did not understand why she was being asked to leave. He said that a security guard grabbed her out of her chair and forcibly attempted to remove her from the club. Simonette Roll said, quote, a bottle of perfume that she had in her purse fell out of the purse and broke. At that point, Miss Diamond, very frustrated and wondering what was going on, picked up the perfume bottle and threw it at the security officer who was handling her very rough. He received a small 3.5 centimeter, the size of it too, scratch to his face. And, quote, at that point, Ms. Diamond told the court that 5 or 6 men, I don't know if they are employees or patrons of the club, jumped her and viciously beat her. Take it from me, that is the first time I've ever seen someone before the court literally beaten black and blue, purple wounds under her eyes. He said the magistrate discharged the matter against Diamond. He said, quote, in fact, Magistrate Shaka Seville asked the prosecution, why is it that only Miss Diamond is before my court? Where are the men who viciously beat Miss Diamond? Why are they not before the court? Simonette Roll called on the Commission of Police to conduct a thorough investigation and bring the men responsible before the court. He said, quote, all she is asking for is a simple acknowledgement of her humanity, a simple apology is all she is demanding at this point, he said. Quote, she has recourse to her legal rights, which she fully intends to exercise because we believe that her constitutional rights were violated. Simonette Roll labeled the issue as a human rights matter and called on the Bahamas Christian Council to denounce the attack on Diamond. He said, quote, this sort of behavior or this sort of reputation that would attach itself to the Bahamas is something that we don't need. And I don't know that the Ministry of Tourism is not responsible. And I know that the Ministry of Tourism is not responsible for what happened, but this, ladies and gentlemen, is a human being, transsexual or transgender. She is still a human being. She is entitled to her rights under the Constitution. This is a question of human rights, which were violated, and I expect that the Christian Council would condemn this attack on the lady. Condemn it. I expect that you would condemn it. All right. So that's the gist of your story. And we got Tej on the line now.
Yes, good morning, Justin.
Good morning, my friend. How's it going?
Great, man. Great. Such a unfortunate story. I'm listening to you right now. Yeah, I'm lost for words, man.
Yeah, I mean, anyone being physically assaulted at all is a terrible story. But it is a pretty wild story.
It is.
But I'm glad that I'm glad to see that the magistrate asked, the real pertinent question: like, where are the other guys? Like,
Absolutely.
Why
Absolutely.
is only she here?
But where are the other guys, though? Or where were the other guys?
Great question.
Nobody knows.
Because clearly,
I'm so confused.
I mean, I imagine that if an establishment calls, I imagine the police would call if this person went before the court. If an establishment calls the police, I guess it makes reasonable sense in the beginning that that person would, that they call the police on would be picked up. But, after the situation is assessed, and I imagine this person says she's suing the club, but not pressing, but it didn't say anything about her pressing charges against the people.
Right. But, I mean, she's a victim, correct?
Right.
So there has to be a suspect in this matter. There just can't be a victim, and then the victim just shows up to court by herself.
Right. Yeah.
That's just not how it goes. And so it's confusing. I don't know why or what's the reasoning behind only the victim being there. It's such a shameful experience for her to. I think where is she from? I'm sorry.
Tennessee, I think is that.
Right. So it's a shame for her to travel to the Bahamas and come and experience this and then be a victim, stand before our courts. This is her experience in the Bahamas now.
Mm-hmm.
Stand before our courts as a victim with no suspects. There's no suspect in sight. That's insane.
Yeah. Yeah. But things are very awkward in this country still when it comes to these things. I know she's talking about a hate crime. I don't know that we hear that a lot in the U.S.
Right.
The phrase hate crime, but I don't know that we
hear it too much in the U.S.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know that we have laws against hate crimes here.
Hate crimes
I hope
in the
somebody who may be a lawyer texts in or calls in and corrects me if I'm wrong. But
listen, man, we got crime against assault.
Right, exactly. That's
we have laws that protect people from being assaulted like this.
Yeah.
And there's no reason why anybody at all should be assaulted like this.
Absolutely.
And I hope it's not a hate crime, because if Bahamians are going to walk around and target people because of what they believe or their lifestyle, if they feel like it's sinful or whatever, we can attack people all day in the Bahamas on sins. Every day, every minute of the day. We could find an adulterer who sins and we could attack them, right? And that would give us reason to attack that person.
Well, I don't know if you heard
so that's the reasoning that we're using here,
I don't know if you heard the other story from the reports that I'm reading out of UB about abuse in unfaithful relationships. So, same thing. So we're talking about sweethearting too. We're also talking about men being having reported having sex against their will. 14% of men who were surveyed, and it was a pretty big survey pool. So yeah, is it a hate crime? I don't know how it's defined in the U.S. The reason. So it's almost similar to the arguments about gender-based violence, right? Is the reason that you are attacking this person connected to something that they are or something that they do, and not so this was this a fight, right? People fight.
Right, people fight.
So people get into
and that's
fights.
what I want to know. What happened? What was it? Oh, you're this kind of person, so I got to inflict pain on you, or was it you spilled a drink on me and did not apologize?
Right.
Now you got to pay the price.
So in the story, we see that that the person picked up a broken bottle, threw it at someone. They got a cut on their head, and or cut somewhere, and then a fight started. So.
Are we allowed to name the establishment? Not really, right? We're not allowed
they
to
didn't.
name
They didn't name it.
They did name the establishment. Okay.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Are the streets talking about it at all?
I haven't seen anything on. This is the first I'm seeing of this story.
Okay.
So, no idea. But my real question is about, because this person is saying they're going to sue the club based on the fact that this was a hate crime. and the, I don't know if this is going to be the first kind of test of this here.
Right. Yeah.
If it does go through. But this sounded like a bar brawl to me from the story.
Yeah. Yeah. If the victim is saying it's a hate crime, there has to be some evidence or some witness to that kind of language being thrown at this victim, even before the fight, ensued. And so I'm thinking about what was said to this person before all of this happened.
Yeah.
Because that would make it a hate crime if they're insulting and throwing out terms out there to her that are insulting. Then maybe maybe there's some offensive language in there that would qualify this as a hate crime elsewhere in the world. In the Bahamas, it's simply assault right now.
Yeah. We got a call coming in. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning. Happy Hump Day.
Happy Hump Day.
Good morning.
Hey, now check this out. Hey, if you open up a business to the public, you can't discriminate against somebody because their lifestyle. Me personally, I don't believe in it. I used to do security at a club, and the homosexual guys used to come in. At a Caribbean club, and the Jamaican guys, them would say, don't let them, batty boys them in the club. But I always tell them, if they spending their money, they allowed to come here. I say, what if someone say you can't come in the club because the color of your skin? You would have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? If they found this accusation is true, that person should be prosecuted to the fullest.
Yes.
Like I said, I don't believe in that lifestyle. That's their lifestyle. Their lifestyle, what they do in their bedroom not going to affect me. Maybe when I was younger and dumber, but I'm old and wiser now. You can't discriminate against somebody, their sexuality, and when you open up to the public, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if they found this accusation is true, they should be prosecuted.
Yeah.
Thank you and have a good morning.
Yeah.
Yes. On.
Yeah. Well, everything he said is true, right?
Yeah.
Now, does the owner of an establishment have every prerogative to say who they want or don't want in their club? I don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, we know about clubs in New Providence in the past that discriminated against people. You couldn't have locks.
Oh, yeah.
You couldn't have dreadlocks walking into a certain club in Nassau downtown.
That's true.
You couldn't be too dark skinned unless you knew somebody who was light skinned.
Yeah.
To get in that club.
I mean, we
can talk about that.
They discriminate. They discriminate based on lots of things.
Yeah, correct.
The clubs that don't take cash discriminating.
Correct. The guys that own that club are still around today, with establishments where black people go to. So yeah, there is an issue there, and there has to be cameras all throughout the club in each corner. They got cameras in every club.
Yeah, it should be.
And so there should be footage of this. There should be some kind of surveillance. So I'm looking for that to come out within the next few days. Will not come out to the public, but at least be exposed to the law.
Well, it seems like the magistrate dismissed the matter against China Diamond.
Okay.
But now she's gonna come back and sue. It seems so.
Yeah.
That'll probably open up its own can of worms.
What role? I know you mentioned the Christian Council.
So Mark Simonet role, who's I know him. He's a real good guy. Is calling on the Christian Council to condemn the attack, and I think it's a little far, a little far-reaching to call on them.
Yeah.
In this matter,
it's
no other bar brawl. Nobody calls the Christian Council and say, "Yo, condemn this bar brawl."
Correct. We need more details before we call on the Christian Council. See, I know a lot of people have a hard time dealing with the Christian Council, and people flat out don't like the Christian Council. The Christian Council seems to be visible when we talk about matters of, lifestyles, and maybe the LGBTQ community is coming on, from elsewhere, from Canada, US, Europe, and now all of a sudden we hear the Christian Council. I think partly that is also because the media seeks out the Christian Council during those times.
Yeah.
I don't think the media necessarily seeks out the Christian Council when we have high unemployment.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't think the media goes to the Christian Council. We have high unemployment. What are we doing? And how are we going to figure this out? What role does the church play in this? But whenever there's a gay cruise coming to Nassau or Freeport, then they go to the Christian Council and say, hey, can you speak on this? And the Christian Council has no shame. They will just speak flat out what they believe, what they think is biblical and in scripture, and they'll put it out there. And so I think that's part of the reason why people can't stand the Christian Council. But I do think it's a little too soon. I don't think we have enough details for us to call on the Christian Council to speak on a matter like this.
Yeah. I don't think they need to at all, but anyway. Let's take this call coming in.
Everybody.
Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Plan.
I love this topic this morning. The Christian Council should never speak again until they come and speak to us about what the Bible has to say about sweethearting. So until they can do that, silence. Because every time they open their mouth, I'm going to ask that same question. Now let's go back to assault. I can come to the studio right now and tell you, I don't like how you dress today. You look ugly. You smell bad. That's my freedom of speech. There's always a repercussion to freedom of speech. Say the wrong thing on the radio, you'll find out. The problem is, if I do that to you, you have every right to tell me, well, I look stink as well. But the minute you do that, and I pick up a knife, a bottle, or punch you in the head, we've escalated this now to assault. And the bottom line is the Bahamas has rules on assault, as you said. But what I don't think the young lady or man, whoever understands is, in our country, court ain't free. Court costs. Now, if there is no one there to defend themselves, I guess somebody got to pay them court costs. Or we can let them just slide because it's a foreigner. Because, we do things for foreigners we wouldn't do for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But someone should pay those court costs for wasting the court's time. It's an assault. And as you said, if it is an assault, bring the person that assaulted you.
Correct.
Or the club has surveillance, I'm sure, and they can show the whole event to the court. If I was in the court, I'd subpoena the cameras. And
Correct.
Find out what exactly happened. Was there some verbal conflict before? I believe you said a bottle or something. I don't want to get into the details because it's sub judice, I guess. I don't know what that means. We should be able to have freedom of speech in our country, but, that, I don't know, for free. But the bottom line is court charges. So I need the Guardian to follow up on this case since we're going to go down this rabbit hole. Court charges. And we need to see the videotape. I think the Guardian, along with the police, should do a story and an article and showing what happened. And if this person is found to be doing things the wrong way, then we should go to that jurisdiction and prosecute for slander of our country. If it is indeed, we'll find out soon enough, soon as y'all get them tapes. Y'all have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one.
Thank you, Graham.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Graham, I think Graham was trying to open up a piece of a conversation that's interesting. And this is a rabbit hole, and I will say. There, and maybe some of the text messages are saying this as well, but if you are a transgender person, should you make it known? If you are a man who is now identifying as a woman and dressed and smelling like a woman, should you identify that is what you are if you're trying to fraternize with a heterosexual man? Because you are looking for an issue if that is the case.
Yes. So that's complicated. And like you say, that's a rabbit hole that I wouldn't even want to go down.
Yeah, no.
But I definitely know. I know this. There are responsible people in that community, and there are people who support that community. And so when this story breaks to the city wherever she's from, because they do this. I don't know if you know, but the shark attack that happened in the Bahamas was all over national news in the U.S.
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, all the time.
All over NBC, CNN, MSNBC. It was everywhere.
The daily news channels that run news all day need something fresh to freshen up their news cycle.
Yeah. They put that on every news station, and so this would not be any different. You have people, and hear me out. You have straight people who are married with families who support that community financially as well. That will not come to the Bahamas just based on this case. They say, "Oh, this place is a hateful place."
Yeah.
They refused to do this. They didn't act when she got beat up. And they're going to blame the country. They're not going to blame the people. They're not going to blame the court system. They're going to blame the whole country. It's the Bahamas. The Bahamas is trash because the Bahamas is not doing. That's what they're going to say. We know different, but that's going to be the optics from the outside looking in.
What's important, I think. And we do this as human beings, and it's getting worse because of this PC culture or whatever it is, woke culture.
Right.
The minute you use the phrase hate crime, you've completely escalated this whole situation to, like you said, to draw in the communities and the activists.
Of course.
Because it no longer is going to be looked at as we got into an argument in a bar and we had a fight. That's not what it is anymore. Suddenly it has to do with who I am as a person.
And that's why details are important, Chester.
Very important.
That's why it's important to let people know exactly what happened inside that nightclub that night. That's why an investigation is important. That's why the whole court process was important. That's why the suspects, the people who beat up the victim,
right?
That's why they needed to be there, and that's why the magistrate requested that.
And make a statement. Well, apparently they're gonna end up having to, if this lawsuit comes down. So this story says that this person intends to sue the nightclub, so they have not sued the nightclub yet. So when that happens, I imagine there'll be statements coming left, right, and center from those guys.
Listen, Chester, I've been, and this is me speaking as a man, I've been beat up in a fair fight. I had an opportunity. I saw the guys. We had words, and I got beat up in a fair fight.
Yeah.
And I still felt like I was wronged. I still felt like a victim. I still felt like I'm never going back to that place again, wherever I got in that fight.
Mm-hmm.
Still to this day, if I go back home, I never go to that place.
Yeah.
Never. And so that's what we're dealing with. This lady or this victim is talking about a not fair fight. She's talking about 5 guys. It was 5 guys, right? 5 gentlemen.
5 or 6.
5 or 6. She's talking about being mobbed, ganged, right? So this is a different beast. Me, it was mano y mano. I just was not the better guy. That's all. But with this young lady, it's 5 people on one person. That's not fair. That's assault. That somewhere the lines will cross. Somewhere,
absolutely.
If it was a one-on-one fight, that's fine. If 4 people jumped in, we need the 4 to come to the court.
Yep.
That's what we need.
It's is it cultural? I don't want to say this. I'm saying this in jest, but I'm not joking. It is cultural. If you messing with somebody in a crew, the whole crew can stomp you to pieces.
Yeah.
That's just normal here, or probably anywhere.
That happens.
Look at.
And to be honest with you, and I'm not joking either. If me and you out, and a gentleman approached me and I get on him for some reason, which I would never do because I'm not a violent person and I don't fight anymore. I was young when that happened, but if that happened, I would expect. Where's Chester? I would expect you to be helping me out.
Right.
Yes,
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So that the number of people I'm saying this, I don't think makes it a hate crime.
Yeah.
But like you say, some people just violent people around here, and if it was that this was just abject violence against this person, because of what they are and what they represent, then yes. However, our laws can interpret a hate crime, for all intents and purposes, go do that. But I don't know that we have anything that prosecutes in specifically because of that.
And can we also speak to this, though, Chester? Has there, and I'm going to ask you this question in your view, has there been any progress with the LGBTQ community and the rest of the communities, the other communities? Has there been any progress in unifying everybody and getting everybody on the same page, realizing that people are human and certain things just can't be done to people because of their lifestyle? Do we have a better understanding of that today than we did maybe 10 years ago?
No, I don't think so. And again, these groups are still fighting for this gender-based violence bill that they put together, which I think would cover some of this stuff. But we haven't moved that through anywhere. So we got a call coming in. Let's take this call before we have to go to the break. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning, Chester. Morning to your guest.
Good morning.
Morning.
I personally, I don't think that's a hate crime.
You think it is?
I don't think it is.
Oh, you don't think it is?
I don't think it's a hate crime, okay? And I don't think it's going to negatively impact our country, okay? I think wherever the community is the person came from, they're going to see the Bahamas as, we don't, for some reason, and I'm just, okay, first of all, I do apologize. I feel, for the person and so forth, okay? This has nothing to do with what happened. It shouldn't have happened, and I don't condone it. But I feel like that community, wherever they came from, they're going to see us as a country that are not ready, not preparing anytime soon for that behavior. And whoever the cab driver, because another person didn't walk there, brought that person into that club. They should have known better. I feel like they should have told them, look, you may not be accepted here, and, so and so, okay? But you can't come into a club dressed like a woman, knowing you is a man, and coming on to another man, because I'm assuming the bartender was it a gentleman or female? Bartender was a man, right?
Well, we don't know that that's what happened, right?
The club owner?
The story just says the club owner. I don't know if
they said it was a man at some point.
Probably.
And you sitting there, dressed like a woman, knowing you's a man. And come on, what else you think was going to happen? So that ain't going to impact us, because person all around the world, they read about us, they watch us, they follow our country, and they know good for well what's happening here. We are not preparing no time soon for that lifestyle. Now, that's just my personal opinion, okay? And
Appreciate it.
Me. Thank you.
I don't think Teej, personally, that people in that community and who are part of that community are generally harassed just willy-nilly.
I agree.
From what I've seen, I've not seen it. I've been to places where they are, and it definitely depends on where you go. But the places that I've been and I've seen them in, they cool. They having a good old time.
I have friends in that community, and they're out there in society like everybody else.
Nobody messing with them.
No, and some of them, and let's be real. Some of these guys out there and ladies can fight. So when you think that you could just walk up on them and just beat them like that, that's not reality, and that comes from a place of fantasy.
Yeah.
A lot of these people are tough.
It's true. And again, it depends on where you go around here. You know some places you can't just.
No, you just can't pop up.
No.
No.
Even my red self, they don't allow me to just pop up some places, right? You know, they might look at me and be like, "Who this place?" Right? You ain't from this community, right? So that's just, and you understand that, you know, socially in your country, where you may or may not be,
right,
looked at strangely.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. For example, I've done this before, but I would not just go down, like, you know, and I'm just going to use this as an example. I wouldn't just go down Kemp Road by myself and step out the car. Hey guys, what's up? Where's the domino game?
Right.
I'm not doing that.
Right.
Yeah. So you got to know where to go, like everywhere else.
And we look at tourists who walk in, you know, in certain areas, and we're like, why are you here? You know, you almost want to stop and pick them up.
Well, they looking for things. That's
yeah, or that, right? But it's human nature, right? Yes. It's just how we socialize and interact with other humans in our spaces, and like I said, in those people from those communities, in some of the spaces that I interact, they fine.
Yeah.
Nobody messing with. They haven't, you know, they socialize in the space and they go home and have a good time.
And let's be real too, Chester. They have their places, they have their establishments where they you know, it's them, you know, and me as a straight man, when I walk in there, they wouldn't see me as a straight man if I walk in through those doors. They would say, "Oh, he's here, so he must be one of us,"
right?
You know,
right.
And so they do have those establishments, you know, and so I don't know if that's seen as discriminatory, because if I do come in there as a straight man, they're not going to reject me service.
No.
Or they're not going to give me hateful vibes, you know. So I wouldn't have to be subjected to that. But at the same time,
but if you say say no, I into that, if somebody approaches you, and they're like, well, why are you here? You know what I mean? Things could still get ugly.
Yeah, no, of course.
I've seen that in Miami. you know.
Yes.
So, boy, it's a. Is a sticky subject, a sore topic. But it's one I guess we have to handle it, deal with it, fix it.
Yeah, and the victim is saying that this is a hate crime, correct?
Yeah. So
then now we have to consider, you know, who the victim is. The victim is transgendered, you know, and so that's brought into the equation by the victim.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah, we have to deal with it now that the victim has mentioned that. And there has to be some language out there that the victim has to bring up to the investigators if she's going to go ahead and sue, that says, hey, this is a hate crime. This person called me these names. He made these defamatory remarks.
Right.
Directed to me. So, yeah.
All right, we're gonna go to a break, and we'll be back with more Morning Blend in just a minute.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
It's time for your first look at traffic. This segment of Morning Blend is brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. And a look at your traffic hot spots. Sir Milo Butler Highway is a little spotty. Looks like in some areas it is moving. Traffic is building up on Fire Trail Road eastbound though. And a look at Gladstone Road, it is rife with traffic. Traffic backed up almost all the way to Fire Trail Road. If you are on that road, exercise patience. On John F. Kennedy Drive, traffic is building up there at the roundabout at Bahama Boulevard and Gladstone Road. The rest of that area looks fairly good. Traffic building over at the Saunders Beach roundabout. But not too bad now. If you're going in that area, want to get out right now. Traffic on the Eastern Road backed up from Fox Hill Road all the way to San Souci already and a little bit past it, but it's flowing a little bit. And over on Blue Hill Road and Carmichael Road intersection, traffic is building there. Traffic all the way over the hill to the roundabout at Independence Drive. Those are your hot spots at the moment. We'll have another look at traffic later in the show. That traffic report brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. And this morning's weather brought to you by Easy Car Sales. Tired of the same old gasoline routine? Step into the future today and test drive an electric vehicle from Easy Car Sales. You will love the electrifying change. Visit easy242.com and dump the pump. Your general situation: a weak cold front across the central Bahamas and a stronger reinforcing front over the northwest Bahamas will emerge today as cooler temperatures, fresh to strong breezes, and rough seas blanket the northwest and central islands after the frontal passage. Winds and seas will eventually increase across the southeastern islands by late this afternoon. Beachgoers in the northwest and central Bahamas should remain vigilant due to the risk of rip currents affecting northern coastlines after the frontal passage. For the northwest and central Bahamas, weather very breezy and a few brief isolated showers possible near the frontal boundary. Small craft advisory is in effect. Winds northwest to north at 15 to 25 knots in the northwest Bahamas. Light and variable at 10 knots or less, increasing to 15 to 25 knots by mid-morning in the central Bahamas. Seas 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, higher in rough seas. For the southeast Bahamas, weather, there is a chance of isolated showers, breezy with slight chance of a brief passing shower tonight. Small craft caution will come into effect this afternoon. Winds light and variable at 10 knots or less, becoming north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots later this afternoon. Seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean, building to 4 to 6 feet late this afternoon. And we'll have an extended forecast for you in the 8 o'clock hour. Take an electric vehicle for a spin. Experience the incredible performance firsthand. There is an EV waiting for you at Easy Car Sales to suit your budget and your lifestyle. Book a test drive today at easy242.com.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans. Available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pump behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. RBC, it's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC, it's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
It's $1 million Christmas and Everybody Wins is hooking you up. From December 1st to December 29th, you can win cash giveaways. Get into the cash vault, spin and win, and take advantage of other random raffle drawers. Prizes like mortgage payments, rent payments, utility bills cleared, cold cash, and more. To enter, you must sign up and get a verified account and simply spend $20 or more and you're in. To be eligible, you must be 18 and over. It's $1 million Christmas with Everybody Wins. Terms and conditions apply.
Planning for Christmas couldn't be easier with Kelly's House and Home. We have a fantastic range of gift ideas for men and women and all the latest toys for the kids. Our Christmas department is filled with trees, ornaments, lights, garland, and so much more. We have everything you need to keep your family Christmas traditions alive. Check out our holiday shopping guide on kellysbahamas.com. We make shopping easier for you with online shopping and in-store pickup. Kelly's House and Home is open from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday through Friday and from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday. Happy holidays from Kelly's House and Home.
Christmas is here, and all roads lead to Bahamas Building and Fire. Get the best selection and prices on Christmas indoor and outdoor decorations, ornaments, trees, ribbons, flowers, and lights, just to name a few. While there, check out the appliance combos, ductless AC units, generators, household supplies, Junkanoo and craft supplies, and a whole lot more. Our friendly staff is waiting to roll out the red carpet just for you. We ship to the Family Islands and even deliver locally at no additional charge. Bahamas Welding and Fire, located on Wilton Street. We've got everything you need this Christmas.
Power on the holidays this Christmas with Custom Computers. We have everything that everyone wants to see under the tree. Laptops, iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Find gifts for every reason this Christmas season at Custom Computers. Visit us on Patton Street in Palmdale opposite Liquid Courage or in Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance. The best Christmas has to offer is right here at your one-stop shop, Custom Computers.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
The Water and Sewage Corporation celebrates you this holiday season. Make your bills merrier and brighter with our exciting holiday promotion. Pay your bill in full between December 1st and 15th, 2023, and you'll automatically be entered for a chance to win amazing prizes. Simply visit any Water and Sewage Corporation location or our social media pages to find out more about the promotion and how you can participate. This holiday season, let us make your bills merrier and brighter. Happy holidays from the Water and Sewage Corporation.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage costs. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply. The National Insurance Board encourages all employers and self-employed persons to stay ahead of the 2024 rush by scheduling a meeting with your inspector today. A one-on-one appointment with your inspector ensures that your account is up to date and compliant, making it a hassle-free process when applying for your tax compliance certificates and business license renewals with the Department of Inland Revenue. Stay ahead, avoid delays. Keep your business thriving. Contact your inspector now. Your success is our priority.
J&J got what you need for everyday skincare. For that smooth skin, got Neutrogena, Aveeno Clean and Clear. We got Listerine that's gonna keep your breath fresh and clean. For all that you love, I'm gonna tell you what you need. Johnson & Johnson, Children's Motrin, Aveeno, Johnson, baby. Johnson & Johnson, Black Benadryl, got Tylenol and Bengay. Johnson & Johnson, Lubriderm, Imodium and Visine. For all that you love, I'm gonna tell you what you need. Johnson & Johnson.
Proudly distributed by Lowe's Wholesale.
You've tried everything. ASUS with your mother's cousin's sister's auntie, and even hiding your money under your mattress. But is your money safe? Your Bahamian dollar deposit in a member bank or credit union is insured up to $50,000. If anything happens, your deposit up to the insured value will be returned to you thanks to Deposit Insurance. Visit Deposit Insurance Corporation at www.dic.bf.
Protection for your money guaranteed with DIC.
Child, Fidelity can on this year with their new festive giveaway. You could win cash, an iPhone 15, get a bill paid off, PS5, all kind of things. Apply for a loan or an ASUS savings account, and you could win. Try our call them now. Yeah? 356-7764.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Right, y'all. We're going down Bay Street one time. Come on. You know what I'm saying? We're going to bust this one.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with C. Tony Grant Jr., better known as Teach. He's no stranger to y'all. Teach, I'm going to try to get through some of these text messages. There are a lot of them.
Please,
Before we got to get to the 8 o'clock.
and choose them with caution.
Absolutely.
We have some wild ones.
Absolutely. We should not pretend such hate crimes do not happen here, and it was key to note how the police did not arrest the other people involved. I'll wait to hear their spin on it and how the international community will also note this. RBPF is known for selective law enforcement. Now, again, the world will see. Okay? Interesting. This person it's a dude that's not a woman, but what happened to him was bad. He has rights. That was an isolated case. Yeah, everybody's got rights for sure. Good morning. Use your common sense with this story. Who picks up a broken bottle to throw? According to this, security was insulted. They say. I think they mean assaulted. It is good you used alleged. Well, I guess the story, not me. I was just reading the story. This person says, why are y'all calling a male she or her? He was born a male. Okay. Obviously, that's, again, a sticky topic around the world.
And that's another conversation. You can't be mad about that issue right now when we have an assault.
Yeah.
We're talking about. We're not talking about,
pronouns.
We're calling that person, which gender. We're not talking about that. Yeah.
Good morning is the same said about places like Dubai. There is no decline in tourist visitation because of their stance against transgender. That's another thing that comes up a whole lot. But they don't have to deal with it because nobody goes there trying them. I mean, if we're going to be honest.
Yeah, you know what it is.
Yeah.
Before you get there.
Yeah.
And people still go there. Matter of fact, you can't drink in public in Dubai.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
Bahamians go there all the time, and nobody drinks more in public than Bahamians. Nobody in the world. But Bahamians go there every year for their Instagram, their TikToks. I see them. They go there. So I don't think that people are going to go to destinations that they want to go to. And if Dubai is popular right now, is a popular destination amongst the elite, then people, poor people are going to follow suit.
Yeah.
When they get a little bit of money, they're going to go where the elite go.
Yep, absolutely. This person says, Chester, where is the police report of what happened? What was the case before the court? Good question. This person says, I know everyone jumping to conclusions, but I heard a voice note from someone who said they are the owner of the club, and the victim was rude and disorderly to staff and him. And it was security personnel that engaged the victim. There is always two sides to the story. Well, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what the story said. Maybe pretending to be a man or a woman and you are not should be a crime. Okay. The security guard tried to throw her out, and she resisted. Then she assaulted the security guard. The alleged beating may also be as a result of the man refusing to leave. I don't support adults using this. Okay, no. Like you say, you got to choose some of these messages wisely.
Yeah, yeah, and let's also note that I've been in many places where security has kicked out people that refused to leave, that were disorderly.
Yeah.
And the securities, they had to use force, but not force that would beat them black and blue. Not like that.
I've never been in an establishment where somebody asked me to leave and I protested. I'm like,
never.
Okay, I gone.
Yeah.
Why?
Never.
Anyway, some people different, but anyway. Good
And
morning.
A lot of security guards out there are also connected to the police if they're not police reservists themselves.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, we don't know if that's
so they
the
know
case
how
in
to
this
get
case.
law
but-
enforcement there. Yeah, they know how to get law enforcement there quickly. And so, that's no excuse.
Yeah. This person says, good morning. I think it was a hate crime. The story did not say that Diamond was coming on to the club owner. The owner liked what he saw and offered Diamond a drink. When he was made aware that Diamond was a man, he was ashamed and ordered her to leave. The security then tried to drag her out of the club. Well, that's what the story said. So, but that doesn't change that, the person was assaulted. This person says, this is a new generation. Years ago, we fought one-on-one. If you wanted to respect, what year was this? Because people used to get gang in school when I was in school. So I don't know how it was
80s,
before the 80s.
Yeah. I'm sure before we came along in the 80s, I'm sure this was happening in the 70s and the 60s.
Yeah.
We see the stories.
Yeah,
we know the stories. My dad tells the stories.
Yeah,
My grandfather told the stories. So yeah.
So maybe your dad's grandfather used to say, back in my day, we fought one-on-one, but then they still had people getting gangs. I don't know.
No, I doubt that. Yeah.
So this person says, Chester, it is hypocrisy because when gays want to open a club for them, people complain and fight against it. What do people want? I'm not sure what that person is saying.
Yeah, me neither.
To me, based on the actions described, the entire matter cannot be considered a hate crime. The real problem occurred after she was removed from the club, in which, yes, it can be argued.
Yeah,
it was a result of her injuring someone.
Yeah.
Well, that's the real question. We got to go to the news break, and there's a couple more messages we might get to after the 8:30 hour. But the big question is, I think in this case, will somehow the hate crime idea be able to stick in a case where you're being sued in this country? So,
yeah.
We'll see. We're going to go to the 8 o'clock news, and Morning Blend will continue on the other side.
New Year's coming, New Year's coming, New Year's coming, New Year's coming. This time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? This time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? I said, this time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? This time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? Some graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? Say this time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? This time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long? This time another year, I may be gone in some lonesome graveyard. Oh Lord, how long?
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
And now at 8:23, it's time for your final look at weather, your general situation. A weak cold front across the central Bahamas and a stronger reinforcing front over the northwest Bahamas will merge today as cooler temperatures, fresh to strong breezes, and rough seas blanket the northwest and central islands after the frontal passage. Winds and seas will eventually increase across the southeastern islands by late this afternoon. Beachgoers in the northwest and central Bahamas should remain vigilant due to the risk of rip currents affecting northern coastlines after the frontal passage. For the northwest and central Bahamas, weather very breezy with a few brief isolated showers possible near the frontal boundary. A small craft advisory is in effect. Winds northwest to north at 15 to 25 knots in the northwest Bahamas. Light and variable at 10 knots or less, increasing to 15 to 25 knots by mid-morning in the central Bahamas. Seas 5 to 8 feet over the ocean, higher in rough seas. For the southeast Bahamas, weather, the chance of an isolated shower, breezy with a slight chance of a brief passing shower tonight. A small craft caution will come into effect this afternoon. Winds light and variable at 10 knots or less, becoming north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots late this afternoon. Seas 1 to 3 feet over the ocean, building 4 to 6 feet late this afternoon. In your extended forecast for the next 2 days, the reinforcing front is expected to quickly move through the central and southeastern islands before exiting the Bahamas, while cooler temperatures, fresh to moderate breezes, and rough seas remain across the islands behind the front. Your forecast for Thursday, breezy with a slight chance of an isolated shower, mainly in the vicinity of the frontal boundary. Winds northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. Your outlook for Friday, breezy, no significant weather. Winds northerly at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts. Seas 4 to 6 feet over the ocean. That was your final look at weather. And now it's time to take a look at traffic. This segment of Morning Blend is brought to you by RBC. Get a no-fee RBC loan plus 5 chances to win up to $5,000. And your traffic hotspots right now. So Milo Butler Highway, as expected, looking very tight there with traffic extending past the Fire Trail Road roundabout. And the traffic on Fire Trail Road is building up. Past McKinney Drive now. For Gladstone Road, traffic seems to be moving in spots and has loosened up a little as you come down the hill there by the roundabout, but traffic has built up in the eastbound and westbound lanes of JFK just before the Bahamar Boulevard and Gladstone Road roundabout. Over at the Saunders Beach roundabout, traffic is building up to Go Slow Bend and slowing in all directions at that roundabout. And your commute into Bay Street getting tight. Over on the Eastern Road, traffic still just before the Eastern Road, but not all the way back to San Souci anymore. It seems to be flowing just after San Souci. Lots of traffic on Soldier Road in both directions, it seems. And a ton of traffic on Old Trail between Robinson Road and Soldier Road. Blue Hill Road still tight for you. Carmichael Road at the intersection there with Blue Hill. Traffic built up way back to the entrance to Fire Trail Road there. Those are your traffic hotspots for the morning. brought to you by RBC. Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Jump canoe! Mama, beg you, Johnny, get Christmas coming. Mama, beg you, Johnny, get Christmas coming. Get Christmas coming. Christmas coming. Mama, beg you, Johnny, get Christmas coming. Mama, beg you, Johnny, get Christmas coming. Get Christmas coming.
Good morning and welcome back to Morning Blend here on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards, along with Tony Grant Jr., better known as Tej.
Good morning.
And the central bank wants to remind you that Sand Dollar Holiday Rebates is here. Get up to $100 back this holiday season when you spend Sand Dollars, the digital Bahamian dollar, at selected merchants. If you're in Nassau, you can present your Sand Dollar enabled digital wallet and receipts to Team Sand Dollar at the Sand Dollar Rebate booth, located inside Omni at the mall at Marathon. Each receipt must have a total of $50 or more. Additional rules and restrictions may apply. Visit sanddollar.bs/merchant list for a list of merchants. And we are switching gears just now to talk about a new production, and we have with us, I think she's joining us on Zoom, Gia Pierre. Are you here with us?
I'm here. Hi, Chester.
Hi.
Tej.
Hey, Gia. Hey, and Chester, man, you gotta introduce her better than that. This the legendary, the genius, the brilliant Gia Pierre.
Well, you took
Some
it.
respect on my girl name, man.
You took it.
I know it's all of that, but thank you, Tej.
It's always all of that, Gia. You know that.
Thank you so much.
And she's here to talk about March On, the story of us.
Yes.
So give us a preview then of what it is. What is March On, the story of us? What we got going on?
March On, but of course, everyone knows this is our 50th year of independence. So we had to do a production, but we didn't want it just to be an historical drama. We wanted with our same DNA, which is funny, a little scandalous, dramatic. So it just takes the backdrop of just a normal Bahamian family, and you get to see them as, they unfold through the years. And it's just an hilarious time. You're going to have a wonderful time. So it's just a story of us. So it's the highs, the lows, just everything wonderful that you would think that it would be. And that's it in a nutshell.
Well, I see some of the cast on the flyer, some funny guys already. So just kind of give us a rundown of who's in this production, and what kind of themes and stuff are we talking about?
Who's in the production? Okay, this is a wonderful cast, wonderful ensemble. We have veteran actors. We have Patrice Johnson, Brian Roxbury, Will Stubbs, Mark Gardner, Ramada Russell, Tempest Bullard, Evan Williams, and we have Jaquay Adderley, Nassau's own. And it's just, it's going to be just a wonderful, amazing time. Tamika Forbes. So it's a small but very, very mighty and effective cast. And so we're going to deal with some of the themes, just normal kind of family drama, funny stuff. But it takes, you would see major things happen as we go through their lives in the Bahamas. Major things being, how independence unfolded. I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, it's I'm trying to pick my things that I'm going to say, but it's just a wonderful time. It's not going to be. It's far from boring. It's far from. It's just going to be whatever you're thinking it's going to be. I think it's going to be much better than that. It's amazing. We opened in Grand Bahama already, and we had a wonderful time, and now we're on our way to Nassau.
Gia, let me ask you this. You have some younger folks in there with you, and then you have some seasoned veterans. You have some professionals. You have Brian, you got Patrice, and then you got people like Jaquay. How hard is it to build chemistry with your cast members?
I think chemistry was so easy because everyone has this amazing love for the art. Of course, we learned nightly from those vets. Jaquay and Tamika Forbes, they're from Nassau, actually. So they had to fly in to Grand Bahama to rehearse with us. So that was always amazing to welcome them. Always exciting as they came. Chemistry was just easy to build. I think our mutual love for the art and just respect, genuine respect for each other. And we had a ball every night. We'd put in something new. And the goal was if you could make us laugh, because you have some clowns in there. If you could make us laugh, then we would shout in rehearsal, okay, that's a keeper. And it was just a lot of that every night.
So you're saying there was a little bit of improv, and you guys were like, all right, yeah, we'll run with that.
We'll run with that, yeah. There's a lot of improv, and not too far from the show, but yeah, a lot of improv, a lot of just one hilarious things that happen.
How easy was it for you to write this, to put it together, and kind of where the inspiration come from? I mean, I know you said the 50th anniversary, but
just Bahamian people. I love Bahamian people. I get so much inspiration from how we speak, what we do, how we relate to the world around us. So that was fun. Even though it's not, pace by pace, a historical drama, I kind of had to dive into it to know what was going on. That was so interesting. We got a lot of young people in the audience, even though they laughed and enjoyed themselves. They didn't realize that these things happen. Someone even said to me, I didn't realize we had a story and of things and how things unfolded. So it's going to be interesting, for them that way to see, what happened in the last 50 years as we touch on things. So it was, I think it changed my view. It heightened my view of, I don't know if it could be any higher, but heightened my view of my people, of Bahamians, of just what was sacrificed, what was, what happened all those decades ago to bring us to this point.
Yeah.
So we start off in the 70s and we end right up to date. And it's just a wonderful.
Oh, you started in the 70s. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
So we have costumes and bell bottoms and
nice.
And comes right today.
Lord, I need to come see what we was like in the 70s.
Not for some of those things wearable today, but yeah, it's a wonderful good time.
Excellent. Yeah,
Gia, for those that don't know, I know, but for those that don't know, just tell them how long you've been doing this, how long you've been writing, and how long you've been working with other actors in the Bahamas.
I've been doing this I try to make myself sound younger when I say that. I've been doing, I'm not sure. I've been doing this 30 years. And the last place we've been to Nassau. Nassau's been so good to us. We've been to Nassau a few times now. We've been with Crazy Love 1, 2, 3, Forever Us, Friends with Benefits, recently Crazy Love 4. So we have quite the relationship with Nassau. So of course we're going to be there now, and now we are at Atlantis. So it's going to be an awesome time. But I've done many over those years. I started never mind. That anybody can add. I can't do that to myself. But I started when I was a wee little lad, preschool.
Awesome.
Last time you were here, we were talking about the last Crazy Love. How was this in the works at the same time?
It was in the works. And we knew that we would come in the latter part of the year.
Yeah.
But we had to leave from that because Crazy Love was a show that never ended.
Yeah.
As people saw it, they wanted more. So we're never supposed to do it that many times, but thank God we do. And so we had to leave that and just kind of put on new shoes and jump into this. And the thing about it is a lot of the same actors. Yeah. So kudos to them. They had to literally put down one script and pick up another.
Wow.
Right.
That's talent.
What about you? Are you working with multiple scripts at the same time? So are you doing this play and then you're writing currently, or
I am writing currently?
Okay, so you don't take a break.
No. What is that? But people usually expect a Valentine and love production from us, and they've told us they're waiting. So in the early part of next year, we'll open with something new. So at the same time as I do this, and I do my own marketing. So we do this and then market this, and I'm still jotting down notes and character sketches for that one. So as soon as we come back to Grand Bahama, we're going to finish that.
Wow. And are people still begging for another Crazy Love?
Oh yes, they don't
Of
want these
course.
characters to end.
Yes,
and
of
the Crazy
course.
Love characters, like, do they realize that we're old? No, yes, it's not. We started the first Crazy Love was in 2015.
Goodness.
Wow. So give us some information about how people can catch the production.
You can catch the production. We're playing Atlantis this weekend. We're opening on Friday night at 8. We're Saturday at 8. And Sunday we have 2 shows, 4 and 8. And you can get tickets at Gorgeous Essentials Marathon Mall. It's by the Omni Financial, Gorgeous Essentials Marathon Mall, Omni Financial, or you can get them online. If you can right now, and you can take down the number 818-1542. You can WhatsApp that number and I can give you that link. 818-1542.
Okay.
Yeah, 818-1542. Okay.
Yes. And of course, we have General and VIP tickets. Nassau Love Day VIP. General and VIP tickets.
What do you get for VIP?
VIP, you get to sit up front.
All right.
And you get the VIP ticket.
All right. So
it's going to be an awesome time.
Yeah, and Gia, before I don't know what Chester planned, but I just want you to speak to the veteran actors there, because I know a lot of people don't know Brian and Patrice, but how long have you been working with them in particular? I know those are the 2 that I've been seeing for decades.
Yes.
Because I live in I'm from Grand Bahama, but just tell us how long you've been working with them and speak to their greatness, because I feel like they don't get the recognition. I don't think you get the recognition, but definitely not them. And so speak to their greatness as well.
Well, I would tell you, on opening night, a woman made a comment about Brian and Patrice. She said, "Oh, these actors." Yeah, they I mean, I would say some of the, well, I want to say but some of the greatest in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I would say
who
so.
really paved the way. I would say in this, they raised me. I went to them. I used to do poetry first, and I went to them to open one of their shows. It was too short, and I did some poetry before I was 13 years old. So that was before I wrote my first play, and the rest is history. So everything I know in this business, I learned from them.
So I know you use so you do use a lot of the cast that you work with before. Do you do open casting calls for new people? I mean, you have a new show coming up.
Some we're going to have to do for this one,
okay?
Because for next year we're going to go on tour with March On throughout the Bahamas, and we've even been getting calls from abroad.
So they're going to be busy.
So I'm trying my best. But I love to work with the same cast just because I know their capabilities, so it helps me in writing.
Yeah.
So there's Brian. Going back to Brian, T.G. Chester, he has there's a part in this. The audience, every night was left in tears. It was just brilliant.
Wow.
Being a father and a son, that's really something. With all the comedy that happens, it's unexpected, and it's really something to see. So we had grown men and saying, I cried. I hate to admit it, but I cried.
Yeah. Mr. Roxbury, I close with his family. I grew up right next door to his brother and his brother's family, and so I know him very well. And every time I see him on stage, I forget that he's Mr. Roxbury. I completely forget who he is because he's that entrenched in his role, in his character. So he's amazing.
He is, and the theme, because it's really a conflict. It's a universal conflict between a father and a son, and the things that were said, exchanged. It hurts, and it every night we have people, and there's another scene in there that I won't give away for Bahamians. It hurts as well, but don't think you're just coming to cry. Don't get scared. It's a whole lot of laughs, and then
we know we coming to laugh.
Extra for your money.
Okay, yeah. If Patrice in there, we be laughing. We know we laughing.
Oh yeah, you're laughing.
No, Ramado, we know we laughing. So Jaquay, we be laughing for sure.
Definitely.
Excellent. Anyone you kind of took out of their comfort zone in this time? I hope you pulled Jaquay out of his.
don't think so. He's such a talented guy.
Yeah.
So very much
He
within
is.
his comfort zone.
Yeah.
But just given that constant comedy,
Mhm.
that's the sole basis of his character. He plays a character called Singer. He don't even have a name. He called Singer, and all of this takes place in a hotel. So he's the hotel singer, and well, I'll say no more about that.
Okay.
Right. Awesome.
Good stuff.
And
Yeah. So give us a lowdown on how we can be a part of this weekend.
okay, you can get tickets again. Gorgeous Essentials, Marathon Mall. It's by Omni. They say the bus stop entrance. Now, I don't know what that means in Nassau, but and then you can get it online. I'll give you that number again: 818-1542, and that's to get tickets online. I can send you the link. Friday at 8, Saturday at 8, and Sunday at 4 and 8, and that's at the Atlantis Theater, Coral Towers. You get
Excellent.
Ballet Park.
There you go. And you got general admission and VIP.
And VIP,
VIP.
yes. And VIP.
VIP.
Gia-Pierre, always a pleasure.
Thank you so much,
break-
Chester. Thank you to each.
Break a leg this
you, Gia.
weekend.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Nassau. See you soon.
We appreciate you. All right, we're going to
Bye.
take a quick break, and be right back with Morning Blend.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
This Christmas, your wish could come true with a no-fee loan from RBC. You have 5 chances to win up to $5,000 Christmas cash.
It's a Christmas wish for all of you. Get a no-fee loan from RBC. It's true.
Learn more at rbc.com/Caribbean/Christmas cash. Subject to normal lending criteria. Conditions apply.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Atlantic Insurance Agents and Brokers. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
Wherever you are in the world, Cleveland Clinic's world-class care is here for you. From Ohio to Florida to London, Cleveland Clinic treats thousands of patients every year. Ranked number 2 in the world by Newsweek, you can trust our caregivers to enhance your experience across each step of your treatment journey. For every care in the world, learn more at clevelandclinic.org/Caribbean.
Enjoy the magic of Christmas at Nassau Cruise Port all December long. Visit Santa and his helpers at Santa's Workshop for holiday photos. Enjoy Christmas caroling, wreath decorating, mixology classes, and movie marathons. And of course, come for the great concerts and holiday shopping. Nassau Cruise Port is your ultimate destination for Christmas fun. Visit NassauCruiseport.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for details. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be.
Cashmas is here at Percy's Island Game. 78 winners, $250,000 in cash and prizes, and a grand prize of $50,000 in cash. And there's more! 7-day Caribbean and Alaska cruises, 7-day trips to New York, Las Vegas, and London, TVs, iPads, cell phones, and 3 brand new 2023 Toyotas. Enter to win each time you deposit $20 on your verified account at the only place with the cash, the cruises, the toys, the trips, and the cars this Cashmas, and that's Percy's Island Game.
The National Insurance Board encourages all employers and self-employed persons to stay ahead of the 2024 rush by scheduling a meeting with your inspector today. A one-on-one appointment with your inspector ensures that your account is up to date and compliant, making it a hassle-free process when applying for your tax compliance certificates and business license renewals with the Department of Inland Revenue. Stay ahead, avoid delays. Keep your business thriving. Contact your inspector now. Your success is our priority.
Power on the holidays this Christmas with Custom Computers. We have everything that everyone wants to see under the tree. Laptops, iPads, AirPods, Apple Watches, Bluetooth speakers, and more. Find gifts for every reason this Christmas season at Custom Computers. Visit us on Patton Street in Palmdale opposite Liquid Courage or in Caves Village through the Blake Road entrance. The best Christmas has to offer is right here at your one-stop shop. custom computers.
Get ready to jingle all the way to Christmas with Fidelity's festive giveaway with over $10,000 in cash and prizes up for grabs. Apply for a loan or open an ASUS savings account for a chance to win big. Visit any of our branches for more details. Terms and conditions apply.
Wendy's, we are different. We don't just use beef. It's fresh, never frozen. Our burgers are square because we never cut corners. Served hot off the grill with fresh lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and American cheese. We believe in fast food done right. Always serving fresh, never frozen beef. Order a hot, juicy Dave single, double, or triple. Made with fresh, never frozen beef. Now only at Wendy's. Different inside and out.
Tired of banks forcing you to use technology to bank the way they want you to? Your convenience is important. So no matter what your banking needs, Commonwealth Bank's friendly staff are always available in branch for that personal one-on-one service. But when you choose technology, our online and mobile banking app offers you state-of-the-art functionality. The choice is yours. Commonwealth Bank. Bank the way you want.
Unlock dream deals this Black Friday at Alive with up to 55% off select Ring devices. Instantly upgrade your home security with 24/7 remote monitoring, motion detection, and instant alerts. Want full protection? Save even more by bundling your devices. From the front door to the backyard, secure your home with products like our Video Doorbell 4 and floodlight cameras. Shop online at BeAlive.com or at select Alive stores in Nassau and now available in Grand Bahama, Abaco, Eleuthera, and Exuma. Alive. Believe in best.
'Tis the season for sharing with loved ones and friends, and a time for reflection on the year soon to end. But before this year ends and the new has begun, we at Screws and Fasteners World would share a gift too, though it be only one. For trusting our services in projects great or small, we thank you for stopping by or giving us a call. As we bid farewell to this year at its end, should we not meet tomorrow or on the other days round the bend, have a happy Christmas and a safe celebration till we meet again next year for another collaboration.
Hello?
Hey girl, what you saying? I just was calling to check up on you.
Hey girl, everything fine, but I just can't talk right now. I gotta go to the clinic.
The clinic? Everything okay with you?
Yeah girl, everything fine with me. I just trying to get this little one ready because he has an appointment for his childhood vaccination.
Well, Logan's 6 years old. I haven't taken him for his last vaccine appointment since before the pandemic.
Did you know that the childhood vaccinations could protect these little ones from preventable diseases like polio, rubella, measles, and mumps? So these vaccinations for the little ones is the best we could do for them.
I'm gonna make that appointment for him because I need him to get up to date with all of his vaccines. Let me let you go, but call me back when you come back home.
Mommy, I need to go get my vaccines.
This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Health and Wellness, PAHO WHO, and the Canadian government.
Go CIBC First Caribbean. We help you
to get what you want this year. Spin the wheel of wishes with a trip for two to Miami. Spin the wheel of wishes. You can win loads of cash for Christmas. CIBC First Caribbean.
Win with your approved loan. Visit CIBC FCIB/Wheel of Wishes for more information. Conditions apply.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Busy sidewalks, dressed in holiday style. In the air, there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner, you hear silver bells
Welcome back to Morning Blend on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards along with Tej, Tony Grant Jr. And,
morning.
With the time that we have left on the show, I know we were talking about that assault, but I don't want us to forget that the study that we were reading about done by the University of the Bahamas and published in the latest issue of the International Journal of Bahamian Studies about abuse of women from unfaithful partners. And the studies saying that they looked at 1,700 responses from Bahamian women and found that the respondents reported male adultery to be common, with about 20% and possibly as many as about 50% of unmarried and married men being unfaithful. The study found that concerning behaviors were associated with infidelity, physical and sexual violence, and psychological abuse by men. Researchers said they found that 12.1% of the 1,569 women reported being physically abused by her partner, and the experience of physical abuse increased when the male partner was unfaithful. Married women in unfaithful relationships were more likely to be subject to physical violence than unmarried women in unfaithful relationships. So married women in unfaithful relationships were more likely to be subjected to physical violence than unmarried women in unfaithful relationships. So again, another problem, a social problem we have in this country is infidelity, and we joke about it and we hear about it all the time. But it's clearly a serious problem because it's not just infidelity. Based on this study, it comes with abuse, emotional violence, physical violence, sexual assault. And I'd like to read the report to see if they delve into the reasoning behind the violence as it pertains to, as it relates to the infidelity. And just thinking about it from a human perspective, it makes sense, right? When you can't fess up to something, some people, before they apologize, they get angry if they don't want to deal with what they've done to someone.
Correct. That's how people deflect sometimes. Yes.
Right. And so this is a problem in the country.
Absolutely.
And they said about 50% of the people the women surveyed, and it was a pretty big survey for a study. So well done to the researchers. About 50% of the women surveyed said that they've been cheated on. In marriages and outside of marriages, and so it makes sense that the unmarried women had fewer instances of abuse or anything, because I guess those guys could just walk away.
They could walk away. Yeah. They probably don't live together.
Right.
They probably don't dwell in the same residence.
Right.
And so those factors have to be taken into consideration as well.
Yeah, so I think that's a concerning study, and also the same researchers did a survey of men, a pretty big survey, 355 married men and 922 unmarried men, and 14% of those men reported having sex against their will.
Yes.
So whatever that looks like. So men being abused by the women they're in relationships with.
That definitely happens. I don't want to make it seem like it doesn't happen, because it happens, and it happens a lot with married men too.
Yeah. So we have a problem in the country, and I don't know.
Is the problem infidelity, Chester, or is the problem the way we perceive infidelity?
What do you mean?
So, and I read a similar study in the UK, but I'm going to try to find it and cite it for you. But they did a similar study in the UK, and most of the married people that were interviewed or surveyed, they found infidelity to not be an issue. They felt like it was something that normally just happens. It's a hiccup in a relationship that you can work through, just a speed bump. And it's not a reason to end a relationship, or it's not a reason for major conflict. And that was the study done. Most of the people feel that way. In the Bahamas, I'm sure it's quite different. And so I'm wondering, the abuse part is disturbing, but would that change if we think about infidelity a bit different? If we think about it as, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't have to be the end of our relationship.
Right.
If we take it on like that, will things be better? And so I think that's a question that we should put out there. But at the same time, we don't have numbers to support that. We only have numbers to support what we have in front of us.
Yeah. Marriage is a complicated topic.
Marriage is not easy, man.
Easy,
I hate the notion that marriage should be something seamless. We love each other, so everything should be perfect.
Yeah.
That's just not what it is, and that's not realistic.
Yeah, I appreciated the counseling that my wife and I had before getting married through our church, and that's number one. The first thing they tell you when you walk in the door is this is going to be work every day. On both sides.
Some days I'm not going to feel like having sex. Don't take it personal.
Yeah,
don't take it personal. It's nothing against you. It's just, today is not my day. Today I had a rough day, or I'm tired, I'm exhausted.
Right.
Especially when you have kids involved, there's pressure put on the marriage from the kids if you don't know how to balance correctly.
Yeah.
And just to give people context, you're married now, Chester, and you've been married for how long now?
3 years.
3 years, and so I've been divorced for but 2, and so I was married.
Yeah.
At the same time, we do have to take in consideration those things. Sometimes people in marriages, they're exhausted. They're tired. They work for their homes, and they're not working for themselves anymore. They're working for their family.
Yep.
And so it's a different kind of motivation. It's a different kind of effort and energy put into each and every day. When you're single, sometimes you take breaks that are a little bit too long, 15 minutes longer than you anticipated.
Yeah.
But when you're married, those breaks, you can't wait to get back to work. Let me get back to work now, so it's exhausting sometimes. And then when you get home, everybody wants a peaceful place. Everybody just wants to, relax the best way they know how to. Somebody may want to talk. Somebody may not want to talk.
Yeah.
Those things have to be balanced.
Yep.
And there has to be a level of compromise and sacrifice that everybody has to buy into.
Absolutely.
And those terms are terms that I don't hear being thrown around a lot. Compromise and sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
But those are the things that keep the marriage intact.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep, that's right. All right, that's going to do it for Morning Blend. We're going to move into Morning Blend Business right after the news.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.
Wake up, it's a new day.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Blend Business. Welcome back to our Morning Blend listeners. I'm Chester Robards along with Tony Grant Jr. And we are starting off this segment talking about the Junkanoo Jingle to Bay, a 5K. Right? I just love the name. It's great. And here in studio with us, Candace Weech, Eldon, and Marcel Bob Major. And welcome.
Thank you for having us. Good morning.
Pleasure to be here.
So, this beautiful name of this event, Junkanoo Jingle to Bay 5K. Tell us about it.
Well, Chester, thank you for having us. So Junkanoo Jingle to Bay 5K is all about Christmas. It's all about Junkanoo. It is our holiday race, which brings together the community, kids, pets. Everyone can come.
Yeah.
Santa suits running down Arawaki to Bay Street and back. Okay. Kicking in the festive holiday season for a good cause. Several good causes, as a matter of fact.
Ah, okay. So it's a 5K. So you say the route is?
Yes, Arawaki. Headed east on Bay Street, going down Bay, Pompey Square, Rawson, turn around at the Rubis on East Bay and come right back to Arawaki.
Okay, a nice route.
It's an excellent route.
Yeah.
And an historical route, and it lends into the Junkanoo component of the race because it's going down through Rawson Square.
Absolutely. So are you expecting, so you call it Junkanoo, are you expecting some people in some colorful things, maybe even a costume or two?
We don't know. You can come however you want. Santa suits will be provided, but you can trick them out. You can wear your Junkanoo costume. You could bring your cowbells, whatever. But we want to celebrate Jesus, of course, for the reason for the season, but also our culture and also health and fitness, which we are very passionate about.
And what Candace didn't mention is that we're also going to have an award for the best decorated costume.
Oh,
so we're encouraging persons to, like we say, trick the costumes up.
Okay.
And if you want to, you can also order your elf or the Grinch or whatever. We're inviting all Christmas costume. So come down and see if you can win that best costume decorated award.
Yeah. So when you register, you get this Santa outfit, is what you're saying?
From head to toe.
From head to toe.
Including the white beard as well.
Oh, wow.
And the black belt.
We can't wait to see you, Chester.
I might have to cut some sleeves and legs off this thing.
It's lightweight. It's lightweight.
It's lightweight, huh?
Yeah.
And then you can do whatever. You could alter it. You could sexify it. You could do whatever you want to do it. But
turn it into a spandex Santa suit.
Whatever floats your boat. But we are really excited about it. Four Seasons Race Management and Tide Consultants. We came together to help the community. Part proceeds is going to my church, Legacy Church, our youth program. We have a very vibrant youth program that needs funding, that needs support. And so we're grateful for the support of the community to help us put this on so that we can help them. We've also invited children from a group home. Got permission. They're bringing their chaperones and they're coming to experience this race. We got a corporate sponsor to give us gifts, and that was a big push for us. We want to present these children with gifts. They want to see Santa. And we are grateful for the support. So we have kids coming from a group home who've never experienced something like this before. And then, of course, we partnered with the Bahamas Humane Society because it's a pet-friendly race. And we want to make sure that the pets at the Humane Society get adopted.
Indeed.
So, we tied all that in our social responsibility.
Yeah. And you mentioned pets. So you're encouraging people to come walk with your dog or your cat.
We are because we also have,
I don't know what else people got.
Cats, dogs, the parrot on the shoulder. But we do have on our registration portal, there's an option for you to choose whether you're going to bring a pet as well. That is $55. The regular registration is $45 per person, and for the adult, and $35 for the children. $55 if you want to bring your pet. And of course, we're encouraging you to also adorn your pet with Christmas outfits. And we also have an award for the best decorated, the pet with the best decorated costume as well.
Wow.
It's going to be fun.
It's going to be really fun.
I'm going to have to see what that looks like. And I know people got clothes for their pets.
Yes.
Trust me.
Oh, yeah. You can see some dogs and some potcakes dressed up like some dwarfs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, good.
That's Tony Grant Jr.
All right, Tony Grant.
Co-hosting with us today.
Wonderful. So Tony's in Freeport as well?
No, not right now. He's from Freeport.
Oh, he's from Freeport.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Tony, we're going to see you on the route, are we?
What did you say, Teach?
No, I said I'm from Freeport, but I'm Fort Lauderdale right now.
Oh, okay. So you're going to fly down next week Friday to participate in this festive holiday event, are you?
Listen, now that I know, I'll come. I'll come in my Santa Claus outfit. I'll wear some Santa Claus spandex, some
Yeah,
extra
man,
tight.
do
We
your
love it.
thing.
We'd love to have you.
So yeah, so give us the date now.
It's Saturday, December 16th. So
Saturday,
next Saturday
next
at
Saturday.
6 a.m., we kick it off at Arawaki. And
Right.
so it's perfect for the holiday season.
Yeah.
We've invited schools, we've invited churches, civic organizations. This could be your like holiday thing you do with your, your community base, your civic groups. And I want to say thank you to the civic groups that have signed up, say they're coming, and corporate groups that say they're coming, and families. It's going to be a beautiful morning.
Yeah.
So we want to encourage the community to come out, and it's for a good reason. The season is about giving and giving back, and that's what we're passionate about. Four Seasons and Tide Consultants. We're really happy and we're grateful for Guardian Radio being a part of this journey with us.
Right.
Now, is this the first time you're doing the Junkanoo jingle?
It is the first time we're doing the Junkanoo Jingle, and we're hoping that it'll be a spectacular event that people will be anticipating every year. So it's going to be an annual event.
Excellent.
But of course, Four Seasons also have a race in each season. That's our name, Four Seasons Race Management.
Tell us about it. Tell us about Four Seasons.
Okay, Four Seasons, it's a business that my wife Teresa and we started earlier this year. And the whole concept was to have a race in every season. And so far we've had, this is going to be our third successful event. We're going to speak success on this one. The first one was Running in Love. That's February. That's an annual event. And the second of that event is going to be February 10th, 2024. And of course, if you've ever experienced a Four Seasons race, we go top notch. Our races are very well planned, very well staged, very well executed. And so that is going to be our first of the 2024 season, which is going to be Running in Love. It's geared around around the love season, all the roses, all the chocolates and everything. We are inviting couples to register as a couple. In order for you to register, you register as a couple. You spend some fun time together as a couple because, everybody has their own separate ways of going. So we're trying to bring the couples back together. And that's going to be February 10th with the whole love scene. You don't want to miss it. And then, of course, our signature event, which my wife loves the best out of all our events, is the Bikini Top Bareback Beach Run.
Oh,
that's cool. That's a beach run. The first was held on Goodman's Bay.
Right.
It was a huge success. It was an amazing event. The first of its kind, a beach run. We had all the trimmings, all the beach trimming, the lounge chairs after you finish running, the beach balls, the frisbees, the volleyball. It was just an amazing experience.
Nice.
So we're encouraging the public to also, whenever they see or hear about the Four Seasons event, don't try not to miss it.
Right.
Because you can say, mother sick, I missed that one. So and then the third one, which we wanted to put on this year, but because of all the 50th year celebrations, we decided to postpone it until next year. It is called Miracle Miles. That is centered around able and disabled bodied persons.
Okay.
We're inviting all the disabled community to raise monies for the Bahamas Association for the Physically Disabled. We've already been in communication with them. So we're going to start the planning for that in earnest in the new year. So that'll be our winter event would be the Running in Love, which is February. The summer is the Bikini Top Bareback Beach Run. The fall will be because the Disability Month is in October, so that'll be around late September, early October, and then of course the Junkanoo Run in December. So Four Seasons is doing some great stuff.
You got the whole calendar.
The whole calendar.
Excellent. And always, it seems a component
of giving back. Every one of them, we also have a charity component. The first we did last year, this year, Running in Love. We decided because it was a couples event, it was centered. Our title sponsor was the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, City of Hope, because they had sponsored us. We wanted to give back to a couple who both was experiencing cancer, and we searched the Cancer Network, and we found I forgot his name. It slips me now, but we found a couple that had both experienced cancer. His wife had passed a few years earlier, but he was still battling cancer. And we donated some handsome amount of funds to him because the public really supported that event. The second one, the beach run, we donated funds to Aaron Brown. Erin Bionic Brown, and she was there participating as well. And the public really supported the beach run, and so we were able to give her back a sizable charitable fund. And now this one here, we're giving back to the Legacy Church. So we were very excited, and it does our heart well, and it's gratifying to know that we have the ability to enjoy what we're doing, which is putting on races and also giving back to the community.
Yeah, excellent. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And get the kids out there. I hope people listening get the kids out there. The reason is because the kids need to be motivated to get active as well.
Yes.
I understand everything else, but today I feel like the kids are stuck in their tablets and
Yes, they are.
stuck in entertainment. They're not reading enough, and most importantly, they're not moving around enough. They're not getting out there, getting active. Me, I run about 3 times a week, and on Saturdays I run about 6 miles. And so I would love to see numbers or scores of kids out there to get out there and just be active. You know, childhood obesity is on the climb, so I'm hoping that this motivates the parents to get the kids out there.
Yes, before they eat all that Christmas food.
Exactly.
You know, but we are encouraging all families to come out, kids of all ages. You can walk, run, rush, roll, however, bring your rollerblades, your skates, whatever. It is for the community to stay healthy and active, give back to the community, celebrate the season, and we're going to have John Canoe, so you can't beat that.
No.
Yeah. I imagine, so this is a street run.
Yeah.
The police
is coordinating and cooperating with us. We will be able to cone off downtown.
Yeah.
So one side will be specifically for us.
Okay.
So we're inviting the public. You can register. The registration is at the Four Seasons Race Management website, www.fourseasonsracemanagement.com. That's the word for, F-O-U-R. The prices are $45 for the adult. It's $35 for the children and $55 for those that want to bring a pet. We provide the Santa suits for everybody. It's a one-size-fits-all Santa suit. But, of course, if you want to be a Grinch, if you want to be an elf, go ahead, buy your elf suit, buy a Grinch suit.
Yeah.
Also, you can alter the Santa suit that we have. Decorate it, trick it up like it's a real jungle costume. You can put all your beads, all your trimmings on it. And, and we also do have a group rate.
Okay.
We're encouraging corporate Bahamas, civic organizations, schools, churches. We're encouraging you to form groups because we also have an award for the group that has the most participants. So we're going to give away 3 awards at the event. It's for the best decorated Santa costume, male and female, but it doesn't have to be a Santa costume. Best decorated costume, male and female. There's an award for the best decorated pup, and there's an award for the group that has the most participants.
Right. So no first to the finish line.
No. This is a fun one. Fun time.
You know how competitive we are.
Yeah. I know how these people go, especially the
fun
people who do their 5Ks.
And everyone gets a medal at the finish line. We designed it ourselves, so we're really proud of it.
Really nice.
Really cool John Canoe head runner. So yes, come out. You're going to be there. We got tings, and it's for a good cause. That's what makes my heart light, especially during the holiday season, knowing the group home, the kids are coming, they're going to get gifts that were donated. If you want to donate gifts, please just reach us at fourseasonsracemanagement.com. We're still accepting gifts, more gifts for the kids, make their morning bright, something that they'll never forget.
Yeah. Right. So you want them to buy a gift or they can donate money as well?
They could, of course, we'll be happy to accept them both. Okay. But the gifts, the children ranges from ages 3 to I think 16.
Okay.
Quite a bit of, I think there are more male than female on the list that we got from the children's home.
Right.
But we wanted to say also that Santa Claus is going to be there. We've hired a Santa to be on our route. So with the Santa bag, the Santa outfit, everything. So it's a children-friendly event. So we're encouraging persons. You can bring, we have Santa suits for the babies, infants 1 to 5.
Oh, wow.
So you can put them in the push or you can walk with them. We're encouraging everybody who can hear us now. Do not miss this event. It's going to be the event of the year.
You're going to make Santa run?
Boy.
No, I think he's an ATV.
No, we need him to keep that big belly, so if he runs, the belly might drop down, and we have to use a pillow instead.
Excellent. All right, remind people one more time how they can participate and where to sign up.
Sure. So the race again is Saturday, December 16th, 6 a.m. Arawak Key. You can register at fourseasonsracemanagement.com. Marcel, you want to give your phone number?
Yeah, the phone number is 804-8595, 8595. The email address is fourseasonsracemanagement@gmail.com. That's the word for, F-O-U-R, seasons with an S on the end, seasonsracemanagement@gmail.com. I'd like to also thank our sponsors because, of course, without an event like of this magnitude is not successful without our sponsors. So we'd like to thank Duncan for being our title sponsor. They've really been good. The staff and the administration there at Duncan has really been very supportive and very good to us. There's Oak Tree as well. They've really been supportive as well. We have the walk-in clinic. Actually, the walk-in clinic was the first to bite, so we appreciate them. And then IL Cares and Radio Host, and of course, you guys, Guardian Network. We're really appreciative of your sponsorship.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for bringing that information, and I hope people are listening and are already thinking about what their outfits are going to look like.
Come join us, John Canoe Jingle to Bay 5K. It's going to boost sports tourism in the country.
Right,
We've talked to the ministers about this being the signature thing where tourists will fly in, book a hotel stay, and participate. We see this long-term, really, really big, great for the community.
Excellent stuff. Candace, Sweet Sheldon, Marcel, Bob Major, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. Register, groups, register, fourseasonsracemanagement.com.
Excellent. All right, we're going to go to a break, and Morning Blend Business will return on the other side.
It's $1 million Christmas and Everybody Wins is hooking you up. From December 1st to December 29th, you can win cash giveaways. Get into the cash vault, spin and win, and take advantage of other random raffle drawers. Prizes like mortgage payments, rent payments, utility bills cleared, cold cash, and more. To enter, you must sign up and get a verified account and simply spend $20 or more and you're in. To be eligible, you must be 18 and over. It's $1 million Christmas with Everybody Wins. Terms and conditions apply.
They coming! Duncan celebrates the 2023 holiday season as the title sponsor of John Canoe Jingle to Bay 5K. It goes down Saturday, December 16th, starting at 6 a.m. right at Arawaki. Bring in the Yuletide with the Christmas race of the season in downtown Nassau. Dress in your best Santa suits, be it wool, cotton, linen, polyester, or even lingerie. Then let's walk, run, roll, and rush to Jungle music straight to Bay Street. Form a team and register your crew. John Canoe Jingle to Bay 5K is proudly sponsored by Tonkin, Oak Tree, IL Cares, Guardian Radio, the Walk-In Clinic, Radio House, and the Bahamas Humane Society. Register today by logging on to fourseasonsracemanagement.com.
Fidelity can on this year with their new festive giveaway. You could win cash, an iPhone 15, get a bill paid off, PS5, all kind of things. Apply for a loan or an ASUS savings account, and you could win. Try our call them now, yeah? 356-7764.
There's a new electric vehicle in town. The Jack brand of SUVs, trucks, sedans, and commercial vans. Available only at Easy Car Sales, home of the fully electric vehicle. For a powerful, smooth ride at a fraction of the cost to drive, leave the pub behind and hit the road with Jack. Visit easy242.com to see our brand new Jack models and drop into Easy Car Sales for a test drive. It'll have you singing. Hit the road with Jack, and don't you pump gas no more.
What would you do with extra cash? Plan a trip.
Overhaul my wardrobe.
With CIBC First Caribbean, you can get comfy with savings on your mortgage cost. Buy or build your home or switch your mortgage to us and get up to US $1,000 off the loan application fee. Up to US $2,000 off home insurance. With up to US $10,000 towards switching costs, your pockets will be comfy too. Visit CIBCFCIB.com/get comfy for more information. Conditions apply.
Enjoy the magic of Christmas at Nassau Cruise Port all December long. Visit Santa and his helpers at Santa's workshop for holiday photos. Enjoy Christmas caroling, wreath decorating, mixology classes, and movie marathons. And of course, come for the great concerts and holiday shopping. Nassau Cruise Port is your ultimate destination for Christmas fun. Visit NassauCruisePort.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for details. Nassau Cruise Port, the place to be.
Earning zero interest on your savings at the bank? With as little as $100, you can start earning interest on your money while you're sleeping, eating, or standing in line at the bank with the CFAL Savings Express Plan. Ready to invest? Start by putting $1,000 into our mutual funds and earn interest there too. Because at CFAL, your interest is our interest. Visit CFAL.com to start now. CFAL, growing wealth for future generations of Bahamians.
And it's time for your morning business report. That's brought to you by Bahamas First Insurance. That's brought to you by CFAL. The national debt declined marginally at the end of the third quarter compared to the previous period, landing at $11.214 billion. However, it was $437.8 million, or 4.1% higher than the same time last year. The Central Bank of the Bahamas, in its just released quarterly economic review for the 3 months ended September 30th, revealed the direct charge on government fell by $45.6 million, or 0.4% over the June quarter, when the national debt stood at $11.26 billion. The bank said, as a result, national debt to gross domestic product declined to an estimated 80.1%, compared to 89.1% in the third quarter of 2022. In the second quarter of the year, it stood at 84.8%, also down from 90.4% during the same quarter of 2022. And preliminary estimates on the government's budgetary performance for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2022-2023 revealed by the Central Bank of the Bahamas yesterday showed that the overall deficit for the period narrowed more than 26% to $283.7 million, lower than earlier estimates. The bank said, according to preliminary estimates on the government's budgetary operations for the fourth quarter of fiscal year 2022-2023, the overall deficit narrowed by $101.8 million to $283.7 million relative to the comparative fiscal year 2021-2022 period. And the value of construction permits in the first half of 2023 totaled $326.48 million, down from the $446.8 million registered during the first half of 2022, data from the Bahamas National Statistical Institute revealed yesterday. In releasing the Quarter 1 and Quarter 2 building construction statistics reports for 2023, the BNSI said the information is one of the most sensitive indicators of economic conditions in the Bahamas and can be used as a beneficial source for planning and decision-making by the government and other civic groups. And the chief executive officer of a local tech company is encouraging businesses to embrace artificial intelligence in their day-to-day operations, touting the benefits of utilizing the technology for repetitive functions. Duran Humes, who is the CEO of Plato Alpha Designs, said both public and private sectors can benefit from the use of AI. And a local IT professional with Cloud Carib now has the distinction of being the only woman from the region to be invited to Veeam Software's Georgia's headquarters to undergo in-person training in Veeam solutions. Guardian Business yesterday. She told Guardian Business yesterday that she was one of 12 women chosen from some 900 global candidates to be included in the training session. That is Cordelia Dean. And in international business news, the West has sanctioned Russia's rich, sitting on a terrace in Verona in the bells, as the bells toll at a nearby medieval church. Igor Magarov sips coffee as he describes his life as a billionaire under Western sanctions. Most of his fortune earned during doing business in Russia and the former Soviet Union is frozen, and his plans to develop his energy business are currently shelved. His yacht is seized and his 2 private jets are grounded, so he flew commercial from Cyprus to Italy on budget carrier EasyJet. Makarov said in a rare interview, blinking in the Italian sunshine, quote, "I asked the question, what is the meaning of these sanctions against me? What do they achieve?" Western governments have sanctioned scores of billionaires in order to isolate Russian President Vladimir Putin, choke off financial support for his war, and turn them against him. They wanted the tycoons to feel the consequences of doing business with Putin unless they show a change in behavior, said Peter Stano, the European Commission's foreign affairs spokesperson. In April 2022, the White House also announced a proposal to seize the targeted tycoons' assets in some circumstances and enable the proceeds to flow to Ukraine. And that's your morning business report brought to you by C-File, growing wealth for future generations.
Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell swing and jingle bell ring. Snowing and blowing and bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chiming, jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time. It's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time.
And welcome back to Morning Blend Business on Guardian Radio 96.9. I'm Chester Robards. With me, Tony Grant Jr.
Yes.
Yes, sir. And
does your bosses know that I'm here this morning, or now they do?
I don't know. Why, you get the band? You get the boot?
Hey. Hey, sometimes they don't behave, but I've been behaving recently, man. I've been good.
Rebels without a cause. Yesterday, so since we're in business segment, I wanted to. We didn't get to really talk about it, but the 8 million visitor thing.
Yeah.
Really, I think is hopefully setting the stage for more of an increase. And I guess I would do myself and our country a disservice if I didn't kind of use the platforms I have to take a stand, right?
Of course.
Bahamians have to get involved in their own success. And we really have not taken advantage of enough of the tourism industry and what it means, right? Some people some people running successful businesses, tour operations, and these kinds of things. But really, who are the big beneficiaries of the tourism sector in the country? It's not the everyday Bahamian.
No.
And what I mean by that is, lots of people work in the sector. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about owners of the sector.
Yes.
And the owners in the sector are the hotel operators, and we know the big ones, and the cruise lines.
Yeah.
Most of the visitors coming to this country are coming by cruise. And Carnival and Royal Caribbean and you name it are making, hand over fist, they're making money.
Yes.
Bringing people to this country. They have private islands now. People, spending their money there. The stopover visitors, lots of rooms at Bahama, lots of rooms at Atlantis. But the entrepreneurial opportunities inside those establishments are few and far between.
Right.
For Bahamians, I find. I know Atlantis tried to get some Bahamian businesses in there. Some of them didn't last very long for whatever reason here and there.
Right.
But there, and again, I think me and DeQuesta had this conversation. I don't know if it was on air or off air, but when you travel as a Bahamian, look at, I always go back to Jamaica. Jamaicans own some very interesting things that they do in the tourism sector there, and I'm sure Jamaicans involve themselves in it too for recreation. But they have some amazing things going on. I'm talking about like sledding down a mountain. Even the people who do the tours, climbing the waterfall there, Dunn's River.
Multiple zip lines. You also talk about the bamboo rafts. Jamaican owns they own the bamboo rafts as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
And
now cannabis.
Yeah, and that as well. And we kind of sit over here and turn our noses up at Jamaicans for some reason, for some odd reason. But they really over there doing the thing. I mean, some of the things that I joked about Colin's house looking and feeling like what's my favorite place to go there in Kingston? The house with the ice cream.
Devon House?
Devon House.
Devon House. I love Devon House.
Devon House, on a regular weekend, a Sunday, where you could just go chill, sit in the grass, throw a carpet, a blanket down and get some ice cream, and there's crafts being sold every single Sunday.
Yeah.
And people taking advantage of it.
If you don't like the ice cream there, they got the lobster patties there, the famous lobster patties.
Yeah.
You can go get that. Yeah.
And it's just a nice vibe though.
It is.
And that's just a small thing. Again, we aren't taking advantage. And I don't know I don't know what the direct thing is that's stifling Bahamians. I know part of it is the red tape. Part of it is the lack of funding. And also, I think a lot of private individuals who have become very wealthy in this country are doing themselves and the country a disservice by not helping young entrepreneurs. I know the SBDC is looking at this angel investor program. But I think they're still afraid to just to give their money away. And not give it away because you're an investor, right? You're supposed to get it back.
Invest,
But take a look at these ideas. Listen, business plan writing is expensive. If someone comes to you with an idea and they don't have a business plan, maybe you could help them, but at least listen to them because people live in hand to mouth in this country right now, but they got good ideas. They just can't fund it and they don't even know how to get it started. And while the SBDC helps you to pay for business plan writing, you still got to pay for the rest of it.
Yes.
And your electricity bill come first in some instances, and you know what that looks like.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Yeah, we have innovative Bahamians over there, very creative Bahamians, and I would agree with you to invest in business, small business in the Bahamas is very expensive compared to other places in the Caribbean, especially, and so also I don't know what initiatives the Jamaican government has out there for the Jamaicans there,
Yeah.
but for the nationals, I would guess that they do have some initiatives where they can get funding or they can get grants to start a business in the service industry, especially. But not only that, but they're also very big on the cannabis thing. We've been talking about cannabis for a while, and the Bahamas may not be a place for this, but just for inspiration, just look at what they're doing. We have Jamaicans. I know a Jamaican family now that owns a cannabis farm in Jamaica that's legal, that exports to Canada, and that has their own storefront over there. So, it can be done. Different things. It doesn't have to be cannabis. It doesn't have to be anything like that.
Yeah.
But definitely we need to listen to our people, find out the ideas that they have, because the ideas are insane.
Yeah.
They're very different, very unique, and I think that with a little bit of confidence that these people can do very well, and they can compete with Carnival and those private islands. People would request to go to Nassau because of these experiences. The bamboo raft, people are requesting to go to that area of Jamaica just to go on the bamboo rafts. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. And they spare no expense, So I think there's room for us to do a lot more.
Absolutely. And I absolutely agree. I mean, we're borrowing money from Jamaican lenders to do work in this country. We shouldn't be turning up our noses at anybody. We got some calls coming in. I'd love to see what you have to say. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
What you saying, man?
Right there.
Good morning.
Good morning. You're on the air. Okay, no, they probably had the wrong number. Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Good morning. Good morning to you, Chester. Good morning to you, THC Alan Johnson. How you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning,
what prompted me to call is the access to funding. I think one of the problems we have is the limitations of information in the public domain as to the availability of funding and exactly what it is that fund people look for. Let's first say that, for instance, we had the AWAC X here, and we somehow believe that that was the limits of what crowdfunding is, when AWAC X was targeted towards the Bahamian populace concerning executing in the Bahamas. But you have individuals like, I know a gentleman in Grand Bahama right now that actually uses crowdfunding outside of the Bahamas and targets the U.S. And so it's possible that if we could just teach Bahamians that funding is not limited to the banking institutions we have, and fintech has opened up the world of opportunities to them that they would never believe that. In fact, if we become aware of it, banking in the Bahamas would probably cease to exist as we know it. Especially in the tourism industry, because we are a defined destination for hospitality and tourism. So it creates a tremendous amount of opportunity, whether it be through crowdfunding, tokenization, digitization, whatever it takes. And I think our conversation needs to move towards that. But just let me end saying this. I often hear Bahamians use the word that banks only fund vehicles, and they are 100% correct. The problem is they confuse transportation as the vehicles. Banks fund vehicles. An automobile is a vehicle for transportation. A house is a vehicle for home ownership, and a business is for wealth. The reason why they only fund vehicles, notice the word vehicles is not automobiles. The reason they fund vehicles is if you don't pay for the automobile, they take you out and put somebody else in. You don't pay for the house, they take you out and put somebody else in. It's the same thing must apply to your business. If your business is you, as opposed to a system or something of that sort that can function without you, then banks won't finance you, but they finance systems, just like how you said they finance these fast foods and other different things that can function without you. So once we educate people into the full aspect of the new reality we live in, I think we could transform the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it. We got another call coming in. Let's try and take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Good morning, Chester.
Good morning.
Good morning to your guests. I want to support your
comments about the need for Bahamians to have greater ownership in the tourism industry in this country.
Yeah.
For many a year, we have been advocating, many of us in the orange economy, for the government to establish what I call an Entertainment Cultural Heritage Encouragement Act, so that Bahamians can get the same kinds of concessions that we offer to foreign direct investors.
Yeah.
They would tell you that you can get these concessions, but that is not the truth. I recently, along with a couple of partners, opened a small nightclub, and we did not get 1 penny of support from the government. Not 1 penny, and we were more than qualified to do so. Secondly, Trevor, I think if we incentivize Bahamian businesses to invest in the tourism industry, for example, the entertainment industry, for example, and also the orange economies, you will find that they will readily invest. But the government must take a position that when they give these concessions and the different opportunities to the foreign direct investors, we must demand that they incorporate a certain element of the Bahamian experience in these mega resorts.
Yeah.
It has to be ingrained in the heads of agreement, because if it's left to the foreign direct investors, nothing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And so those are my comments. But, you know, this has been a fight for the last 40 years. And unless Bahamians stand up and take a stand with respective governments, including this one, that we must demand that these foreign direct investors give back to this country, because they receive more than enough. And the government of the Bahamas also give them monies to promote their businesses.
Yeah.
Tell me any Bahamian business that can get that kind of concession and a waiver of certain taxes for more than 20 years. It's absolutely insane and ridiculous.
Yeah.
All the best.
Absolutely. Thank you, Freddie. Appreciate those comments. It's true. And I've heard from numerous people and small business owners who have tried to go after these concessions that they say are available, and have gotten the door closed in their face.
Yeah. We hear about it. Even the guest we had earlier, Gia Pierre. You know, I know we don't think of that as catered to the tourist industry, but listen, her plays rival those of Broadway. You know, I've been to Broadway plays. I've been to Broadway shows.
Yeah.
Hers is just as good. And tourists, once marketed properly, tourists would go wherever she's putting on a show and see that. At the cruise port, they should have a entertainment district, maybe just for her, if that's going to be where most of our visitors are coming from. And so I do think that, you know, we do have businesses right in front of us that are on full displays to the locals that are not being marketed to our tourists, to our visitors. And I think Gia is one of them. I think she can do very well with even though she has Bahamian characters, and I think she can do very well in the tourist market.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I'm not. I think that that we as Bahamians really just have not been given a fair shot on a lot of levels to get things done. I always go back to Lincoln Deal. I remember him having to fight to bring a new product here for the tourist market that was already all over Miami and all over the place, right?
Yeah.
Had to fight in court to introduce, and you know, it only seemed like they didn't want to give him the green light because they didn't understand what it was.
Right.
It's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
There are all kinds of things throughout the world going on, new things that people enjoy doing, and they're safe and you know, they can be regulated. But to outright shut it down because it's new, this is why we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah, and people, they talk about the locals having this black crab syndrome. But no, it's the fight from up top that's really, really suppressing, you know, the Bahamian minds.
Yeah, and also, you know, the expense to do anything here is just you already start from a terrible position. It's too expensive. But something C. Allen said that I forgot I wanted to touch on about financing products. It may well be good for Bahamians to go and look overseas for financing for real, because the foreign direct investor ain't borrowing money from Commonwealth Bank or RBC or Scotia. Their money ain't coming from here.
Right. Absolutely.
And foreign lenders and whomever are financing projects in the Bahamas. And why can't Bahamians get some money? Let's try to take this call before we got to go. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend.
Hello.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning. And to you, Chester, and your guests. You know, Chester, right in the front of our key Western Esplanade, you know what they can do? You might be too young to remember this. You remember when they have the regattas and the way they used to go fishing, they used to scull the boat?
Yeah, I remember you talking about this.
They can go right there, get a couple of little boats, they still have them around, show the tourists how to scull a boat because there's a skill to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that, they could have the commodity boat race out there. The coconut bark race out there. Show them how to rig the commodity boats and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And where they used to use the hook up the pump. That's something unique. That's something to be an authentic human experience. When our tourists come here, they're not having a wow when they come here. Then when they leaving on the boat, they say, "Can't turn back. We got to go back. We got to get that experience again."
Yeah.
So things like that they can do right there in Russell Square. They could have, or Parkway Square, the quadrille dance, the heel and toe dance, all those things like that. They can give our tourists an exciting experience when they come there. Yeah. I'll hear your take on that. All right.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree. But, with those things, another thing is you want to get liability insurance for something like that, you're looking at $30,000 if you go through any of the local insurance companies. And you could find it abroad. That people that'll give you some insurance and let you pay in installments, but if you want to get local, your company gonna have to make money like crazy to pay for liability insurance.
I don't have much experience in that. You could speak to that because you do have a business that caters to more like the active person. I think. Do you have a lot of tourists coming in, competing in your races and stuff like that?
I've had a few do it, but I'm still trying to put 10 years later, trying to still put together the logistics to get it done. I mean, Spartan Race was here, and I worked for them to help put their race on, and so the inner workings, the complaints, the expenses, I was privy to all of that, and they had a tough time. You know what I mean? Just every time it was like, I can't believe how expensive it is to bring this stuff to your country and send it back.
Yes.
So it's not easy. It is not easy, but it's also not the same everywhere you go, because they are doing a race in Jamaica. And they're doing three races in Jamaica in the one weekend. And they were singing bells and whistles about it.
Yeah.
But here it was struggle.
Yeah.
Anyway,
go ahead. And they don't, and races, people don't really like running in Jamaica like that. I know that because I'm in the run community, but because of Jamaica's terrain, it's a bit challenging unless you're in the flats, and the flats are crowded. So.
But that's just it. They bring in people. This is about tourism.
It's about tourism.
They bring in people to Jamaica to run, and people want to visit new places and do a Spartan race.
Of course.
And I don't doubt that our obstacle course runs could be successful with foreigners, but it's expensive, it's difficult, and we still trying to put it together. Funding. Anyway, let's try to take this next call before we gotta go. Good morning, caller. Welcome to Morning Blend Business.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. How you doing, Sparky?
Good morning. Boy, listen, I don't know what's going on between Rev phones or your station.
We hear you fine.
I know you hear me, but you sound way in the distance from this end. But I listen to Freddie Munnis Jr. And I've been listening to all of us for many years, and we keep talking the same thing over and over. Bahamians owning and getting the fair share of the pie. We'll never get the fair share of pie because we don't own nothing. Our politicians don't own nothing. We still on the plantation working for the foreigners and the foreign investors. And what they don't give us, we're not going to get. They even said, Purity Baker just said, bread is going up. That's the Sunshine Boys. Bread is going up. Gas is going up. Everything is going up around us. Are we hearing anything but the Bahamians pay salaries going up? Your salaries are not moving, but everything is moving around you. We look around the country, and we got to admit it now. Through every little corner, especially over what we call over the hill area, there's a Chinese bar every other 20 feet. I was talking to people from the license and authority from way back when. It was against the law for a bar to be anywhere near a school or a church. To Yellow Elder Primary School on Blue Hill Road, right across the road, is the Green Giant Dragon, some dragon Chinese bar and restaurant. They selling food, wholesale, and retail liquor right across the road. Walking distance, you just got to go across the road from Yellow Elder Primary School. You go in there sometimes, women in there with little children buying Chinese food inside a bar. Right next to Annex Baptist Church on Wolf Road, the second building east of that, there's a Chinese bar, wholesale, clothes, restaurant, all in one on the first floor building. These were supposed to be against the law that bars ain't supposed to be next to a school. But they all over New Providence now. All the people that we grew up with the convenience store trying to compete against, all the importers, the big importers, when they bring in their stuff and they put their stuff up, the little convenient grocery store got a battle with the big importers.
Yeah.
Put them out of business.
Sparky, we gotta end the show. I hate to cut you,
but how can we ever move?
I got you.
Our salary don't move, but everything up around us move.
Listen, I got you. I feel you. Absolutely. Sorry to cut you, but you.
Yeah, we get Sparky's point.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we feeling it every day.
Yeah,
every day. So I just glad to get that out. It's tough. It's tough. But we keep talking about it because we keep fighting for it.
Yeah.
And hope that it changes one day. Teach, Tony Grand Jr., appreciate you.
It was a pleasure, Chester.
We will catch up again. And Bahamas, be good to each other. God bless. Take care of each other. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow. On the Clock with Aaron Green is up next.
Of Christmas, children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after